space, from someplace even higher, from the top. I can touch, I can feel, I can hear and see so much more than a fantasy. I can run, I can jump, I can dance and sing. Believe in yourself and do anything.
Believe in yourself and do anything.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, from someplace even higher, from the top. I can walk, I can talk, I can listen and learn as the wheels in my mind begin to turn. But I'll never forget what you've given to me. The power to touch, feel it, hear and see.
The power to touch, feel, hear and see.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, from someplace even higher, from the top. I can touch, I can feel, I can hear and see so much more than a fantasy. I can run, I can jump, I can dance and sing. Believe in yourself and do anything.
Believe in yourself and do anything.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, from someplace even higher, from the top. I can walk, I can talk, I can listen and learn as the wheels in my mind begin to turn. But I'll never forget what you've given to me. The power to touch, feel it, hear and see.
The power to touch, feel, hear and see.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, from someplace even higher, from the top. I can touch, I can feel, I can hear and see so much more than a fantasy. I can run, I can jump, I can dance and sing. Believe in yourself and do anything.
Believe in yourself and do anything.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, from someplace even higher, from the top. I can walk, I can talk, I can listen and learn as the wheels in my mind begin to turn. But I'll never forget what you've given to me. The power to touch, feel it, hear and see.
The power to touch, feel, hear and see.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from outer space, from someplace even higher, from the top. I can touch, I can feel, I can hear and see so much more than a fantasy. I can run, I can jump, I can dance and sing. Believe in yourself and do anything.
Believe in yourself and do anything.
From within your mind, no one else can find the life that you inspire. From another place, not from
Hello everyone, welcome to Tinfoil Thursday. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry I haven't been here the past couple days. I was hanging out with some friends. Yeah, we did like a thing on Tuesday, celebrated the election being alright, especially here in Michigan. Here in Michigan, I keep, because of the mirror, not knowing which way to flip my bangs. Michigan went entirely blue, so that's good. Good job, everyone in Michigan. I have friends outside of Jake. Jake was there. But yes, I have other friends than Jake. So we are on a boost train, 97% to level 2. Hey, Cass. So let's see what I missed. Piper Draws and stuff. Thanks for gifting a sub to Actual Boomer. Steve with a Q, thanks for 25 months as a quarter of a century. Piper Draws and stuff, thanks for gifting another sub. Puka, thanks for 100 bits. Hornder with 100 says boost. Krizia, thank you for 27 months. I think that's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is gonna be Creepy Baby Farts a Lot. Creepy Baby Farts a Lot. Radiology says UK mental health update. Oh god. What the fuck is this? Creepy Doll on the Wall, thanks for... Hold on. Creepy Doll on the Wall, thanks for 16 months as our second sub baby is almost here. Huzzah. Jamie the Bunny says, not gonna lie, I was very doomer on the election and it went so much better than I thought. Thank God, right? And I think we're all caught up. Toxaholic, thanks for 1,000 bits. And Miss Quilanius says, with 16 months, congrats to Michigan and all the Zoomers who understood the project. Yes, thank you, Zoomers. Keep it up. Keep voting, please. 93% to level 3 on the boost train.
Wife's got a beach on feet for the sex addiction, and it's hard to walk him in the park. Every other dog we see gets chased and pinned and fucked and licked in the ass. My grandson smoking weed in his bedroom, texting girls photos of his cock. Jesus, fuck. If a dad comes round, then I'll smash his car with a rock. Big old balls that drag me down. You find me dancing around sexy town. Red light district pedaling around, and then I get mucked and my pants turn brown. Bachelor pad covered in spaff. Dorito crumbs all up in my bath. Flaking skin on my head. Sunburned flesh, let it shed. Wake up Sunday, wife just punched me.
Emmy the Drake, thanks for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Says, hello Hannah, it's finally time for my anniversary. I'll celebrate with the frozen pizza I'm making and a Dream World Coke and some weed. I didn't like the Dream World Coke very much. I liked the Starlight one. That was pretty good. But still, I hope you very much enjoy your frozen pizza and weed and Coke. Artemis8192 says, hey Hannah, I recently found out my uncle's a flat earther. As far as I can find, he hasn't made any videos or anything, but I'm keeping an eye out. Thanks. I could always use new content. Hornder, thanks for gifting 3 tier 1 subs. And Garf Shield with 215 bits says, leaving for work. We'll watch the VOD later. I hope the VOD is wonderful. It's all up to me now. Don't blow it. 92% to level 4.
Watch my porn in the form of comic books. Brother, look, wank myself with a single finger Captain Hook. Can I go smoke my pipe with a random man in a dark?
Hats off. Artemis, what would you like me to wear? If I was a ghost, I'd tell people to fuck off, I think. Got that brick oven crust Red Baron pizza? Okay, I don't know if I've had that. Did I see Dems said they want to start repealing the state's right to work laws? I fucking hope so. We need to go back to being a strong-ass union state. Bumble Homestead with 200 bits. Thank you. Over level 4.
Will I be voting for Beto in Texas? You know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but, you know, when he was running for senator in 2018.
Oh, who did the hats off? What did they want me to wear? Something weird for the hat? What do I have that's weird?
What happened on May 18th, 2018?
Is a construction helmet weird enough?
Santa Fe school shooting.
because I feel like this is the weirdest thing I have. No charisma saves tonight. Sarah is in Texas doing Texas things. So that we will return to charisma saves next week.
This little motherfucker comes out wanting to take our fucking guns and shit like that because there was a school shooting.
Briar Rose says this whole Twitter saga has been like watching a car crash. It's just so bizarre. I know.
So now he's running against Abbott, 2022. Let's fast forward to May 24th, 2022. What happened? Uvalde. This motherfucker comes out of the woodworks. Again, wanting to take our motherfucking guns. Yeah, no, thank you. I don't trust this motherfucker. He's being funded by Soros. Anyone who trusts this motherfucker is stupid. If you think for 1 second that you'll be safer or your electricity won't go out with Beto in office versus Abbott, you're fucking crazy.
Well, I know it'll go out under Abbott because that's already been demonstrated multiple times, so maybe try something different and see how it goes. Because doing the same thing and expecting different results, not great. Play Far Cry 3. BD Kappa, thanks for 30 months. Appreciate ya. 20% to level 5 on the boost train.
You're gonna freeze to death, number one. He don't give a fuck. You think he gives a fuck about you? He don't give a shit about you. Excuse me for my cursing, but I tell you what, this piece of shit, Beto, right here, he don't give a fuck about you. He don't care about you. Fake ass Mexican motherfucker.
Fucking yikes. H. Baird says, irrational hatred of Beto, she and Kyle Kalinske need to get together.
Don't give a fuck about you. All these people dying on our borders and shit. There's people up north in these Democrat states are going to freeze to death this year because they can't afford fucking kerosene. And y'all are worried about Texas? Fuck. Give me a motherfucking break. Shit. You vote for Beto, you're stupid as fuck. That's the only thing I can tell you. Stupid as fuck. I'll vote for fucking Beto when hell freezes over in little fucking devil's ice skate. Okay? And y'all need to do your fucking research. You people going on like, I'm gonna vote for Beto. Bull fucking shit. Are you stupid or just stupid?
Do your own research on the bingo card.
God. Jesus Christ.
Michigan passed Proposition 3, by the way, so abortion rights are going to be in our state constitution. Good job, everyone here from Michigan. We pulled it off. I'm genuinely surprised. Mr. Whiskers, thanks for gifting us up. Bingo not working? Let me see if the bot turned off. That happens sometimes. Just gotta fix it. Let me check. Sorry about that. 39% to level 5 on the boost train with 45 seconds left. Don't let it die, chat. What do I have to log in with this? Twitch, probably? 30 seconds. Did I see Tennessee banned slavery? I did. That's good. Jamie the Bunny says, even better, a resolution in Kentucky that was going to completely ban abortion failed in Kentucky. Good shit. 20 seconds left on the hype. Where is my bot? It's loading. Yeah, okay, the bot turned off. I don't know why. It wasn't banned before. No, slavery's legal in the United States as long as you're in prison. Rageology with 50 bits says, seriously, the US midterm results are important over here in the UK too. So many center-left transphobic and racist politicians and commenters were drooling at the prospect of Dems losing so bad they could claim it was due to trans people and BLM and use it to justify throwing minorities under the bus. So, thanks all who voted. Yeah. G-Tara says that lady saying that people in the north are freezing to death clearly hasn't lived up north before. I'm from Michigan, we can take it. Same. And H-Baird says Elon got rid of the bots. Duh. Is the bot working now? It look cool. It's working. Good shit. Good shit. Where was the stuff I was gonna play? I know I had some
For
elections.
these elections that
Oh, here's more.
And Lord, for these elections that are remaining, these states that remaining in Congress, Lord, in the House, and Lord, the 30-something elections that are yet to be called, Lord, I pray in the Spirit. You know what you learned last week? Eregino, aindere la crede, indoste clara, inonomastomble brande stengle greinama. Ningle crota eroba cone bresto den, aids de sia la creste merasteno, insteno
The rap video? We watched it. We didn't watch the whole thing, but we watched most of it.
arcano,
She's speaking in tongues. It's a evangelical thing.
egle grondele, eramandive, etstone, aideticano, etstole, I know, la clibra, but you are a dosta carada bastayata. And you said, Lord, when you catch a thief, make him pay 7 times. 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 Lord, I call in that number 7, the number of perfection, God's holy number, in the name of Jesus. We call in a stela cor, a result of holy proportion, a result of holy and godly heavenly proportion. I thank you for angel intervention. Angels, Lord, angels if necessary, removing every wicked ballot, removing every fraudulent ballot, remove them, bringing them to nothing, erase them. They are nothing. They are nothing. They are nothing. They are nothing. You are bringing those to nothing. Lies,
Oh, which video did Evil Dead Guy send? Evil Dead Guy, send the video again.
deceit, nothing. They come.
So they're taking the election well.
Recognize the fact that this
Check out how Nick Fuentes took it. By the way, you can play people like Fuentes as long as it's not uncritical platforming. As long as you're critiquing it, it's fine, depending on the length. This is fine, it's a minute.
you got to recognize the fact that this is a godless country. I hate it. It's immoral, it's wrong, it's heinous, it's evil. But this is an evil country.
Oh, hold on. I gotta put up my thing. I have a thing now, just in case. Yeah. This is, Boxy. He's a legal disclaimer. He's here to make sure that my videos are not taken down. Auntie Pretzel says, godless, to your Fuentes. Godless to your Fuentes. Everyone say hi to Boxy.
You got to recognize the fact that this is a godless country. I hate it. It's immoral, it's wrong, it's heinous, it's evil. But this is an evil country. And this country will surprise you with how evil it is. And that's why you got to get this out of your head that there is some silent majority cavalry that's going to come out of the woods and save us at the last minute. It's not. When we meet the left on the battlefield and they outnumber us like 5-1, that's it. But the point is, when you look...
Watching Nick Fuentes desperately be sad about the fact that he knows that his political opinions are an extreme minority is just... feels good.
Look at these things like...
Stone Corbell says, I don't believe that this smirking fascist believes in a god. I mean, he wouldn't be the first fascist to be religious. Let's say that. Boxy needs a hat. How would I give a box a hat? It's also at the top of the screen. Piper Draws and Stuff says, will we ever get a Boxy Salty crossover? I don't own the rights to Salty, so probably not. Ooh. Something in my throat.
abortion, it's popular. People like abortion. Hate it, but it's true. And you can thank the Jewish media for that. Abortion's popular. Sodomy's popular. You know, being gay is popular.
Sodomy is incredibly popular. Give it a shot. It's pretty fun, Nick. Jitara says, hello, Boxy. Do you have time to speak about our main gelatin, Paul?
Being a feminist is popular. Sex out of wedlock is popular. Contraceptives are, it's all popular. That's all. That's not to say it's good. That's not to say I like that. Popular means the people support it, which they do. And it sucks, and it is what it is, but that's why we need dictatorship. That's unironically why we need to get rid of all that. We need to take control of the media or take control of the government and force the people to believe what we believe, or force them to play by our rules and reshape the society.
Meek says, it's okay, Nick. We could go out for chicken and waffles and talk about the Jews later. Destiny. God, Destiny's such a piece of shit. Overthought says, no doom scrolling today. Past Prop 3 and every level of government in Michigan has turned blue, including both the House and Senate for the first time in 40 years. A real chance to pass meaningful legislation has presented itself. Glad I could help.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part, too.
My part too.
The Dynamite Jellyfish says, is Boxy single? She looks thick. Don't hornify the disclaimer box. You can't fuck a disclaimer box. It's not even real. Who's Boxy? The disclaimer box in the corner. Stone Corbell says, gonna win a lot of hearts and minds with we need a dictatorship to force everyone to believe what we want and outlaw everything they like. Let's see. Behold Cat Cur. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, this lady! I've seen her before. Lily Love Stuff says, when I hear boxy, I think of, boxy. Overthought says, boxy thick. Ooh. Jesus Christ, people.
The childlike part of me, there's nothing in me that could make up anything. He wouldn't use me at all if I did that. I'm a detail person, so I'm always going to see details.
Oh, we did the Alex Chew pee bottle video the other day.
One of the reasons
Sorry, Evil Dead guy. You missed it.
why I see him clearly is he chose me because I have a photographic memory and I am a detail person. Like, I'm not going to hear just a sentence that he says. I'm taking places that I have to remember all that I saw.
Okay, I'm going to save this lady.
Wow. And
we can do this a little later. Because I know she's going to describe what God looks like, but I wanted to do some election bullshit.
It's more passion. That's why there was no red wave. Abortion changed everything.
Tea with Goblin says, don't sexualize the disclaimer box. Oh, Hannah, you know us much better than to have such lofty expectations. It's literally a purple box with text. It has no folds. It has no rounded edges. It has nothing you could fuck. There is nothing sexual about the box. I don't know how to make the box less sexy. Sorry, Gregory term, let me look. I'm gonna draw Boxy Rule 34. I wish you luck. I do. Did I miss Dynamite Jellyfish as well? I can't fuck a disclaimer box. I see that as a challenge. Jesus. Gnome Pickles, thanks for 9 months. 9 months of fun. Okay, this stream baby's name is Don't Fuck Boxes. Don't fuck boxes. First, middle, last. Let that be a reminder to all of you.
And even though all the polls were showing that the economy was the main issue, abortion is a religious issue. And religion creates more passion than anything in the world. If you don't believe it, go to a church meeting where there's a debate going on. So religion creates passion. And there's a religion of demons that loves abortion. That religion of pro-abortion showed up.
Jamie says, boxes are my kink.
It was bigger than anybody else.
Guys, we're all demons because we want people to have bodily autonomy. Cashel Gladio says, I see no evidence to support the claim that the disclaimer box cannot be fucked.
Understood because of the passion that those demonic powers create in their church.
Here goes
of
Boxy.
heathens
Boxy's
that
gone
love
now.
to kill babies.
There goes the box thirst trap.
Now, that's why there was no red wave. Abortion. Had it not been for the abortion issue, I promise you, the whole country would be red today. What happened in Pennsylvania? Anybody that could vote for that monster, Uncle Fester.
Tea with Goblin says, Hannah, you can't fuck a box. Chat, hold my cat boy milk. And am I saying this box isn't sexy? I am saying that. I would not fuck that box. Artemis says, oh my god, guys, Hannah fully supports everything this man is saying.
Proves to me the power.
Last I checked, Bobert pulled ahead in her race, and I don't know how much is still left to count or where it is.
Power of demonic activity in the world today. That's the only way you could vote for that man. That's it. And those demons did show up, and those demons do have power over this earth.
Election after election was completely
Michelle Bachmann,
different.
who looks like she wants to see the manager of America.
I mean, like,
Dynamite Jellyfish says, sorry, Hannah, I opened the horny Pandora's box over your disclaimer box. Well, just another box for you to fuck then, I guess. Freaking Out says, it's so strange to me that these people think they could turn the entire country red immediately. Doesn't make a ton of sense.
180 degrees different than what was predicted and what the voters wanted. For 21 months, we've lived the most unusual life, at least in my lifetime, in modern America. We've never lived under these kind of circumstances.
Really? Logarth says, win or lose, that it was this close is anathema to my continued faith in democracy. I get it. First name bunch of numbers says, wait, who's the current manager of America again? President. Looks like Joseph Biden is the president. Gnome Pickle says, oh no, the poor moral majority is fighting its neither.
Under these kinds of decisions, there's absolutely no question the polling data was actually probably the most accurate I had ever seen.
Based on what you think it's accurate? Because Republicans were up in the polls at the very close to it? Clearly they weren't. I thought you guys didn't believe in polls anymore after 2016. Kind of feels like you just say whatever you want.
Because people across America were pretty uniform, and a lot of groups really broke and went the same direction.
Right.
They rejected what was going on, but that wasn't reflected in the outcome. The outcome
This
was
box is
different
getting
than any other
closer.
midterm outcome. With both Obama and with Clinton, there was a shellacking that both of them got in the midterm. Last night, the outcome basically had the American people saying, hey, Joe, we love you. Doing a great job, buddy. We want you to keep doing what you're doing. Hug, hug, kiss, kiss. We think you're great.
Occult Comics with 9 months says, hey, I have a sub baby. Oh, God. You draw them. So I'm going to make this, difficult on you. Occult Comics, this stream baby is, Occult Comics Jr. Do what you will with that.
Great. Nobody believes that. Democrats didn't believe that. So what we saw was a steal. The question is, we don't know how.
Bobert is leading by 800 votes with a few percent of ballots uncounted. She's probably going to be in then. That's a shame. Still, she was supposed to lead by, like, I think, at least 10%? So that's still good that it was that close. Did I miss H-Baird's bits, too? Jesus. I'm not able to see things very well today. It's interesting that so many of these people are readily accepting the results. I would have expected way more denial and conspiracy theories. I don't know what to think about this. I think part of the reason... Hydrate. I think part of the reason is a lot of the right-wing... Here, I'll pull something up, actually, to show you guys. I believe I saved it, so I just need to find it. Unless I didn't save it. I know there was video of Alex Jones talking with, why can't I remember his name? Roger Stone. And they were speculating that right-wing voter turnout might have been lower because some right-wing people don't want to vote anymore because they see it as it's all fixed because of all the conspiracy theories. So I think some right-wing organizations like Fox News and stuff and different politicians are trying to reverse messaging on the voter fraud thing because it discourages their own base from voting. Why would you go and vote if you think the whole thing's fake, you know? Jules Cursor, thanks for 11 months. Lily Love Stuff says, talking about fucking boxes, and no one in chat linked this box yet? Oh god. Is this anime? Where's the box? Freaking Out says, have we watched Mike Lindell's reaction? We have not. Do you have a link? I assume we were going to come across it anyway, but...
On. Well,
here we go.
Mike, tell us what's going on.
Well, it's kind of what I expected. They're stealing everything. Just in Herschel Walker's race alone.
The left is stealing everything. Not enough to actually win, just enough to make them, you know, the right look like shit.
Over 200,000 votes have been injected into his opponent to get to this runoff stage. They stole the governor's race with Mastriano in Pennsylvania. We've seen an early injection of 90,000 votes by the computers.
He's just saying injection. They're being counted, Mike.
Carrie Lake, they're trying to steal her.
Mike.
God, he's such a dumb bitch.
I'm not happy with what you're doing to my nation, and I'm not happy about what you're doing to my man. Now, he's speaking about Mr. Trump right there. He has yielded to me. He's endeavored to follow my word. And I am not happy with this that is going on right now. And then this is the second time I've ever sensed this, but I've sensed the Lord doing this. And he says, watch me work.
That was after Trump lost.
Of unmarried women, 68% of unmarried women voted Democrat in this year's midterm elections. Inflation is record-breaking, gas prices are skyrocketing, crime is soaring.
It's almost like Republicans haven't offered any solutions to these problems. Freaking Out 99 says, Mike goes on to say that the Chinese Communist Party is working with the Dems to hack the election, and he has his tech guys working to fix it. Chris has not put out a video yet. I assume he's licking his wounds. Yours truly, the One Pony, says, I'm from Arizona, and Carrie Lake is so eager to claim the election here, is just filled with fraud. She's just an embarrassment, and I used to somewhat respect her on the news. Dahlia Vianney, with 11 months, says, another month of Hannah's cool hats. And Forrest Espion says, so Republicans are slowly learning that welcoming and promoting conspiracies is biting them in the butt? It's so sweet how conservatives are going to have to dial it back. Also, Hannah, would you say it's less conservative votes because most anti-COVID, anti-vaccine people were conservative, so died? People can't vote after all. Your take? I would imagine there was some marginal difference due to the death rates of Republicans versus Democrats in certain areas. I don't know, though. You'd have to ask a stats person and look at the individual districts' COVID deaths and different stuff regarding that. I don't have those numbers in front of me, so.
Economic growth is non-existent and the country is being destroyed. Yet
It's almost like a lot of these things are caused by external factors that aren't directly under the control of the president. Crazy.
68% of unmarried women likely viewed the right to murder unborn children as a forefront issue. Now, this is the type of stuff that makes me question women's rights. Now, I'm a pretty educated woman when it comes to current events and politics, but I'm willing to sacrifice my rights to stop this nonsense. Because these women's lives...
This is pathetic, gross pandering. Don't be this person. Never be the person in a group, whether it's women or a racial minority group, or if you're trans or gay or whatever. Never be the person that's like, I want people in my group to have their rights taken away because then I'll feel more like I'm included in the larger majority group. Not how this works. Not how this works.
Are lonely, sad, and pathetic, and they have no man to take care of them. They decided to make big government their spouse, and they will make this country just as disappointing and sad as their lives are. Here's some advice for the 68% of single women that decided to vote Democrat in midterm elections. Drop the feminism crap, get yourself a husband, start a family, and then maybe you'll have a reason to think logically when you vote.
Oh, that'll do it. Lily Love Stuff says Phyllis Schleifly needs to dial it back here. Ray Geology says, please make the first sacrifice you make be your right to speak.
Honestly, I'm starting to wonder, like, are people really just this dumb? Like, do you really not understand the concept that the majority actually believes? Because you're in the minority. Anybody that actually believes in popular vote, you're in the minority.
I think the current stats on Electoral College is 65% of people would prefer a popular vote system. Last time I checked. Yours truly says, plus Boebert was so mad she could lose her election that she angrily tweeted to raise the voting age to 21 as if she believes voters at 18 are stupid and shouldn't vote. I knew that was going to happen. Expect more of that moving forward, by the way. Republicans are going to try and reduce the youth vote now that it's clear that it's going to have a effect on elections. Gnome Pickles says, oh no, people disagree with me. How dare they not think that spiraling into fascism is the best plan ever? Tea with Goblin says, my husband does my thinking for me. God bless America. And Forrest Espion says, I'm willing to surrender my rights to stop this nonsense. This girl wants The Handmaid's Tale. Hannah, have you watched that show? If so, what's the latest episode you saw? Thoughts? If you have not seen it, you planning to eventually? I watched the first season when it came out, and then I stopped watching it because it was just too stressful. Watching a, Christian fascist America fully depicted. I'll watch it at some point.
Like, there's
Mike says, just saw Black Panther 2 and it was good. Also, if Republicans win, they cheat. I don't think that's how it works, but,
You're never going to convince me or anybody that what you believe or what these liberals believe is in the majority. It's just not true.
I mean, it is, though. Statistics show that it is, and your feelings don't change that.
There's no possible way. So you want to sit here and say land, the mass people.
You dumb motherfuckers in Michigan who voted for Gretchen Whitmer?
Me and my wife.
Basically made it so that parents...
Not only did I vote, I voted while wearing a cute dress, okay? That's the future I want, Republicans. Suck my girl cock.
You voted for Prop 3? You made it so that parents have no control over their kids' gender.
Yeah, your parents don't own you. What the fuck are you talking about, you goddamn psycho? Occult Comics sent the Occult Comics Jr. Occult Comics Jr. regrets their birth every visit to Occult Comics Senior. Occult Comics. Back in my day, I had the hottest the mussy on the market. I was irresistible. I smoked every pole from here to Saigon and looked good doing it. I did things with women at orgies you wouldn't believe. Also, now that I got you here visiting your poor old birth maker, let me tell you why Spider-Man is the most important cultural figure ever created. See, it started in 1960 with Steve Ditko and Stan Lee, but before I get to that, there was this fucking gorilla in 2016. Jesus Christ. Hold on, let me show this. Thanks, love these little visits. Ooh, wrong button. Oops. Good shit. DNIchus, thanks for 7 months. Yeah, Prop 3 has nothing to do with gender. I think he's just talking about Gretchen Whitmer in general and Democrats having control of our Congress. J. Loss says, you should avoid ever getting bottom surgery, specifically so you can keep saying, suck my girl cock accurately. You know, I'd rather have a vagina, believe it or not. It's more important to me that I can get plowed in my neo-vagina than to be able to say, suck my girl cock. So.
That they're...
Here's truly the one pony says, it's more funnier to say, suck my clit and balls.
Teacher can tell them, oh, you want to be a girl, you can be one.
Yeah, fun fact, you can.
They can influence them to change their gender. This is what you voted for.
I feel like this guy's maybe insecure a little bit about his masculinity. I don't want to, like, put that out there, but also, you know. There were things around all over Facebook that Prop 3 was secretly about transing kids. How? Mr. Whiskers says, ultimate innie girl cock. PK the Lost, thanks for 25
Because you're
months.
robotic and you have to mark the blue check box. But you voted for a woke moron. We did it here in Illinois too. I didn't do it. You couldn't pay me to vote for that fat dude. No. He's woke too.
Dude, you're also fat. Like, no offense, I'm fat too, but like, I also don't call people fat, you know? Like, why do it? When you're fat, don't call people fat. That's weird.
You fools don't
call anyone fat, frankly, it's rude. I'm just, you know,
understand
especially in the glass house situation.
Consequences you're going to deal with in the next 2 years for your idiotic votes. And the fact of the matter is, people like me who actually know what's going on, understand how it is, we also have to deal with these repercussions.
Oh, guys, I also talked to Jake about what I'm going to do for my Campaign 3 D&D character for charisma saves. It's going to be good.
And this is all your fault.
Yeah, Prop 3 is about abortion and contraception.
Because
Conspiracy says it's about gender.
Every one of you who voted blue in this election, you're just stupid.
Okay.
You're dumb. And the
got me.
People that say in my comments, oh, cry and all this stuff, like, because you're happy a Trump supporter is crying, you're going to be crying too soon. You're going to be crying too. The dudes that...
Sir, I don't want you to be upset, but if it would make you feel better to cry, I hope you do. I don't consider crying to be an insult. A lot of people cry for a lot of reasons. Emotions are difficult, and you should get in touch with yours. Maybe you wouldn't shape your entire political identity around whom you can hurt. That'd be great. Overthought says, I'm the dumbest motherfucker then. No, me. Gnome Pickle says, I love how when we win, we just keep trying to make the world better. When they lose, it's literally the apocalypse.
That write that are kids that live in their mom's basement or live in their mom's house and their mom spoiled the crap out of them and they're just snowflakes.
Sir, what are you talking about? I'm self-employed and have been for a decade. That's incredibly American. Pull yourself up by your dumbass bootstraps. I'm a homeowner. I'm married. My wife is a PhD candidate. And we voted blue all the way down. And we even went and made sure we were voting for progressive, non-partisan things like judges, right? You can be successful and a Democrat. Even though I wouldn't consider myself a Democrat. Let's say vote Democrat. Tea with Goblin says, what I love about all this pearl clutching about transgender kids and representation comes down to people being that mad that trans youth exist and aren't totally miserable. It makes no sense. Yeah, it basically all comes down to they just don't want trans people to exist, and trans youth existing makes them feel bad, I think, because if they admit that trans youth exist, then they have to, like, admit that trans people are a real thing. And that makes them bad for hating trans people? Yours truly, the one pony says, when will Harold P. Penisman run for 2024? I'll vote for him. P.S. See what I tell you? They believe we're dumb for not voting for fascism.
That don't like to hear the truth and run away from it. And you parents, you snowflake parents, you run away from it too. You don't want to admit that what's going on.
My right-wing parents were such pieces of shit I literally don't talk to them anymore. I had my wedding last month. Guess who wasn't invited? My parents. So do the right-wing parent thing. That'll go well for you.
And is horrible for the country. You just want to vote blue. Because for some odd reason you think all Republicans are racist. We're not.
If you're not racist, then you're transphobic, or you're fascist, or you just care more about your taxes than you care about the rights of your fellow Americans. So, go fuck yourself.
In fact, you were the fools fighting for slavery in the 1800s.
No. Do you understand that the Democratic Party of today and the Democratic Party of over 100 years ago aren't the same political entity? If slavery were to make a comeback right now, who's the ones voting for it and who's the ones voting against it? Just a quick check.
So, you don't know.
We're not running for Congress 100-something years ago. We're running for Congress today. Rachology says, in other less important voting news, the National Trust charity, which looks after historic buildings and sites, faced a right-wing takeover by a pressure group that astroturfed social media and had promotion by major newspapers. They were mad at the charity's participation in pride events and commissioning reports into their properties, links to the slave trade. They ate shit. Every single bigoted motion put forward at their annual meeting got voted down by a wide margin. Fuck yes. This guy at this moment. By the way, we'll get into other conspiracy stuff. I just wanted to get through election stuff because, it just happened and it's fun.
Your history. You don't know anything, so you repeat the same cycle. That's what you do because you know nothing. You only care about money, but actually you don't. Maybe you care whether your 16-year-old daughter gets pregnant if you can kill the kid off so she can go to college and have a normal life. But you don't understand she made that choice.
I mean, that would be good if I had a kid and they were like 16 and got pregnant and wanted to go to college and wanted to make that choice. I would fully support her because she's a human being who deserves the right to bodily autonomy and what to do with their life.
You don't get the right to change it. You abortionist, woke weirdos, man. You've ruined this country, and all I gotta say is, fuck you.
No, thank you.
I don't know why we voted.
Gnome Pickles says, I never got the whole snowflake thing. Gay and trans folks are the ones who, when faced with overwhelming crap from right-wing loons, are the people strong enough to say, I'm gonna be me and work towards being the best me possible. I'm gonna be honest about who I am in the face of adversity. Bite me, you whiny man-child. I would agree. To me, conservatives seem incredibly unable to deal with criticism. LGBT people have to deal with that shit all the time, so a lot of us grow a pretty thick skin about it. And that's not to say it doesn't affect us. I just mean at minimum, it makes it something that we're more used to dealing with, at least publicly facing, right? We might deal with it difficult and cry later, but we usually can take it and then, deal with it, at least in the moment. Yours truly, the one pony says, is it weird how these people want to teach kids that the first Thanksgiving was all sunshine and rainbows, which was not? Should that lie still be taught in elementary school? And Jan Lost says, yes, please, do fuck us. None of that will have children because we'll just abort them. Mic drop. Hold on, oh no! It's Boxy, but horny Boxy. Hold on. You goddamn degenerates. Here's your fucking box. Lewd-ish. God damn.
For that fool in Illinois. I didn't vote for him. I voted for Darren Bailey. I did what I could. I did my duty as a citizen. But we have too many abortionists in this country and too many leftists that just vote blue no matter what. They can't see any other thing, so they're...
We just disagree with you, sir. Believe me, I know why I voted for Democrats. It was not an unthoughtful opinion, or choice, rather. Gregory Term with 50 bits posts a peanut.
robotic about it, just like we are. You know, the red, I voted all red. I even kicked the judges out. I'm just telling you people...
Projection. He's saying Democrats just vote blue. Why do they do that? Which, in my opinion, it doesn't seem to be the case. But he's saying Republicans do. Interesting.
That I'm sorry for Michigan, and I'm sorry for New York, and I'm sorry...
I'm not sorry for Michigan. Good job, Michigan. We kicked fucking ass, and we all better show up in 2 more years for the next presidential election. I'll see you then.
Sorry for Illinois.
Can you imagine how many memes we'll invent on this channel before then and now? How much boxy Rule 34 there will be? If I don't see that box fully penetrated in the next 2 years, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh, and I'm sorry for California. You're stuck with the worst governors in the existence of the world. Like these 4 governors, Whitmer, Pritzker, Newsom.
Occult Comics, bear in mind, Twitch's TOS. I cannot show anything that is actual penetration.
And Hochul, these people are horrible. Horrible.
Maybe by then I'll have a box too. Oh my god, that would be nice. What if this was my last election voting with a penis? I should have used my penis to mark my... Lost my chance. Now I can't vote with my penis.
Bad for the country in every way, just like Biden is. I don't know what's wrong with the left. They care more about what's in between their legs than their pocketbook. Their bank account doesn't...
I do actually... If someone said, you can either have $1 billion, or you have to go boy mode forever, or you will lose all your earthly assets, but you get immediate magical gender confirmation surgery, and you have to start over, but you have, like, a vagina, I would pick that. Correct. My well-being and how I feel comfortable in my body is of paramount to me. Money is not as important to me as feeling comfortable who I am.
Doesn't matter. The fact that they go to the gas station and it costs them $150 to fill up their SUV, that doesn't...
I don't drive an SUV because I'm not a fucking dumbass.
Hurt their feelings.
You know what's a good investment in 2022? A big old fucking gas-powered SUV. This shouldn't backfire at all.
They just go on with their lives. You know, Ron DeSantis did a great...
I'm not a weirdo. Did you come to see the box? Are you also horny for the box?
I'm not horny for the box, but I'm fine. I'll see the box.
There's the box.
Oh. I've been watching. I thought you meant like a lewd box.
No. Jay Loss says you could have written Andy Dick on the ballot and kept the indirect reference to yourself.
Job, you know, in Florida, he killed. He's probably the best thing that the Republicans have at this point. I love Donald Trump, but he needs to look at this election and understand.
Any Republican that expects Donald Trump to just, like, back away from his position of power within the party because it's advantageous to Republicans overall for him to do so haven't been paying attention to Donald Trump at all for the last, like, 7 years. Hi.
I'm not interrupting. I'm just...
They hate him so much that they'll come out in droves to stop him. And I never want to give up on Donald Trump. I don't want to do it. but it may be that we got to wrap our arms around Ron DeSantis at this point, because he's still killing it down there, and he
filming in car, and cat makes an appearance on the bingo card. Okay, that's enough of the Twitter, that stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other conspiracy stuff, shall we? Let's take a look at the bingo card real quick, though. Recording in car. Everything I don't like is Marxism, socialism. Let's say, why is it always Michigan? That counts. Stone Corbell says, Trump doing something that isn't in furtherance of his own self-aggrandizement? Do something for the good of the party nation? The biggest narcissist in the universe. Line between tinfoil and chud thins? Probably. Do you see what number that is? Or is it on page 2? I always thought that was on page 2. They said demons earlier, so satanic. Line between Chudwatch and Tinfoil Tuesday thins. Do your own research. Okay, I think we're caught up. How often does Jezebel come up? It normally comes up when we cover Bob, the Exorcist. We haven't covered him in a bit. But she comes up sometimes. Usually in regard to, like, demonic conspiracy stuff. Here's truly the one Pony says, if you think the right wing wouldn't go so far to monitor what we say about sex, LGBTQ subjects, and maybe just about anything right wingers just plain don't like, you haven't seen Shimonita. It could happen if all conservatives can make everyone agree to do so. Shimon, I don't know what that word is. I don't think this has hate speech, so we can probably take down Boxy. I think this is just about Bigfoot and aliens or something.
UFOs started My interest in UFOs started long before my interest in cryptids. Way back in 1994, when I took an astronomy class with an outdoor lab in college. I was crashing the class, so I was in the back of a very, very long line, and we were all waiting to look through a really big telescope at Jupiter and its moons. So the whole time I was just chatting with the other students, and finally it was my turn, and it was just the professor and me, and I had no idea that I was about to have a life-changing experience. But when I looked through the telescope...
Can we take a second and, like, hey... I nothing against liking your pets. Are we not going to bring up the mural she has to her dog in the back? Looks like she did a bunch of pictures of her dog. And has just, like, pencil sketches of her dog up on the wall. Assuming it's her dog. I guess it could just be a dog.
And I saw Jupiter and these...
It mocks me with its smug aura.
Asymmetrical.
Anyone? No? That was a bad Danny DeVito impression.
Pinpricks of light surrounding this bigger ball of light. It was so cute, but yet to know what it actually was, it just It just kind of blew my mind. And so much so that I named my cat Jupiter, and I changed my major to astronomy for 2 years. But it was very difficult during those 2 years. I was like fighting a battle against my own destiny, and the it being math.
Radiology says, Hannah, they appear to be in frames, so no crime has been committed. And Auntie Pretzel says, you're not Gablogian.
Hi, I'm Jenna Bosiger, and if you share in my interest in mysteries that are hidden, unknown, and cryptic, then please hit the like for this video and be sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. And hit the notifications bell if you want to be notified every time I post new videos or go live. I really do appreciate it. So from that point on, I became obsessed with UFOs and astronomy. I got a telescope, and I even had a kink in my neck.
Honestly, if you're gonna jump cut, just jump cut. The fade is more annoying, I'd argue. You just end up talking over yourself. Honest Noir says, oh, to be a cat, completely oblivious to your owner's absolute nut buttery. Next life, gonna be a cat. No more of this internet bullshit. MW1642, thanks for gifting a sub to Sky Comet 00.
From using it so much. And I was just always looking for planets and constellations and fireballs and asteroids. But I always was looking for UFOs. I never forgot to look for UFOs when I was outside at night. And I spent so much time just wanting to see one for myself, because I watched a lot of UFO documentaries, and I did believe in UFOs based on the documentaries, but I still just wanted that confirmation for myself to see one with my own eyes. But it wasn't until the summer of 1997, I was at an outdoor music event in the forest, and I watched a red UFO that night. It was just a red light in the distance, and it was flying around the music event. I watched this red UFO flying over the music event, and it was flying like a bumblebee, stopping and changing and moving positions. Nothing on Earth that does that. So I continued looking.
This happened at a music festival? Were you sober, or were you on a bunch of drugs? You're at a music festival, right?
At the sky after that, always hoping that I would see UFO again. But it wasn't until 13 years later.
Like one time I took mushrooms and thought little people were living in my phone. I don't still look for them. I'm sober and have been from the mushrooms for years. Once you sober up, you're supposed to stop thinking the crazy things you thought when you were high were real. First name Bunch of Numbers says, $10 says she saw a drone filming the festival. Maybe. To be clear, I didn't think there were actually little people living in my phone. It was just like, oh, it looked like it.
Like in around, I think, 2010.
Yours truly, the One Pony says, that anime is basically when the Japanese government has banned everything lewd, inappropriate, or anything that references lewd subjects. How they accomplish this is by putting monitors on everyone that monitors what you say or even what your hands do. Anyone who breaks the law is imprisoned. I called that a Republican wet dream. Gotcha.
And I had just moved to Hemet, and I saw my second UFO. And that started me sitting outside that summer almost every single night looking for UFOs, and I saw so many. I mean, I spent a lot of time not seeing anything, but I saw a lot of UFOs.
People are saying F. Other people need to refresh. Honest Noir says, I once took way too many THC edibles and saw cartoons in my friend's bathroom stucco wall. Lily Love Stuff says, my dad used to say his favorite moment from a concert was when he went to see Parliament Funkadelic and they came out on stage via a spaceship.
And so I called that my summer of UFOs. And it was the summer right before I become aware and turn my focus and attention to Bigfoot and the cryptids in the area. So where I lived in Hemet before, when I was seeing the UFOs, was underneath I wasn't near the airport, but I was underneath the flight path for planes. And they were coming to and from the Hemet Ryan Air Force, which has a lot of rumors about having an underground military complex there. And I saw so many strange helicopters and aircraft and military planes and chasing the UFOs sometimes. What's interesting is that I have not seen, I moved back to Hemet, and I've been here for 3 years now, and I haven't seen one single UFO. And I'm also far from the riverbed.
The fact that she hasn't seen UFOs is suspicious.
Even though
Guys, I've seen shockingly few Loch Ness monsters in my city. I'm starting to think they're trying to hide from me.
Living near the wilderness area that they live in, Bigfoot, I'm not in the pathway where they're
I read your thing, Lily
traveling through at night, like I was at the other houses. And I hear coyotes where I live now, but nothing compared to the back and forth going up and down that riverbed at night sometimes that I could hear from where I used to live. The fact that there's no activity here actually backs up my claims that...
Yeah, people are having problems with Twitch, I guess.
It's
not me, it's a Twitch issue.
Or that I was seeing UFOs at this other area. So the fact that there's high activity in one area and there is...
Tea with Goblin says you haven't seen Nessie. Guess you're just unlucky. Finger guns.
Isn't high activity here, or really any activity here, tells me and should tell you that it wasn't my imagination. Because if it was my imagination, it would follow me wherever I go. But there was something about this place that was special. This location in Hemet, particularly in Hemet, because I'm still in Hemet, but I'm not around the cryptid activity, and I'm not around the UFO activity. And the fact that these two things were so close together, it doesn't seem coincidental. Just the fact that it was a hot spot for both in a very small area tells me that there is a connection, but this connection could just be maybe something about the location makes it possible for them to use the energy that is there, that is invisible to us.
Maybe a lot of drunks live in town, and some of them see Bigfoot, and some of them see aliens. I think that'd be more likely than Bigfoot and aliens both like this area for some reason.
The portals in the area where they're both able to come to and from, or it could be a much, much deeper connection. Are UFOs intentionally going to places where Bigfoot and cryptids are and where they live and seeking them out and abducting them for some kind of genetics program? If these cryptids are the true natives to Earth, then they might be being...
Freaking Out says, is she fucking outer heaven? No UFOs and cryptids, cause Big Boss killed them all. Yours truly, the One Pony, says, you think it could be really reality if the government was taken over by right-wing Christian nationalists that want nothing but purity culture? I don't know, I think it'd probably be closer to Handmaid's Tale. Because sci-fi technology doesn't exist. Rageology says, not surprised you've not seen one. The only Loch Ness monster was machine-gunned to death in the 1970s, as recounted in the documentary Doctor Who, Terror of the Saigons. Bigfoot is an alien? That tracks.
Used in a
You'd think they would have invented pants on Bigfoot World.
Breeding program to mix with other alien species so that they will be able to adapt to life on Earth, which would be a foreign planet to them. Because if they just came from a foreign planet as they are to live on Earth, they would likely not be able to adapt. They wouldn't have any antibiotics or things they need to survive on the planet and not be killed by the common cold and things like that. Are humans the hybrids? I mean, Bigfoot and dogmen, they could be the true native species to Earth. And maybe it's not just humans they're hiding from. Maybe they're hiding from the UFOs as well. Because when you hear about reports about Bigfoot and dogmen, they definitely seem better suited for life on the planet. They're better adapted at hiding, hunting, running, seeing, and they have that.
Where are you getting data on how well Bigfoot can see? Okay, what does that mean? You could argue hiding, because if you're sure Bigfoot exists, then clearly they're good at hiding because we haven't found them. But the eyesight thing, that's a stretch, even by cryptid standards. Auntie Pretzel says, ma'am, if they're masters of space travel, I'm pretty sure our common cold is a little more than a stubbed toe to them. Haven't you seen the documentary War of the Worlds? The germs will save us.
Advantage to humans, but then our advantage.
Why hasn't Hannah said anything about the dog men? We have a treaty with them. The lizard people and the dog men have a treaty, so I'm not supposed to talk about them.
Advantage is this technology that no other species on Earth has, so it must come from somewhere else. We probably partially come from somewhere else. That's what makes us not quite kind of an invasive species to this planet, let's put it that way. But who really knows? I think we need to keep questioning, though, and that eventually we might be able to figure it out. So please don't forget to hit the like for this video.
Maps and Mimics with 22 months says, I have to prepare for my 2nd anniversary. It's the one when I can get changed into a lizard person like you and inducted into the Reptoid Society. That's 5 years. 5 years as a subscriber, and I will induct you into the lizard family.
Video, and make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel.
Interesting lady. Alright, what else? Tea with Goblin says, I'm pleased to say I'm watching this stream while wearing this shirt. Queer for Cryptids. That's a cool shirt. I'll probably have to cut this part out of YouTube, it's fine. Ah, Gina.
They're real. If you're wondering about the moon tonight and you haven't saw it in your sky, or you haven't seen it in your sky, I just want to tell you that the moon is doing great where it's located at in the sky, and there's no clouds interfering.
Guys, don't worry. If you can't find the moon, Gina sees it. So just in case it's one of those times when you can't directly see the moon, it hasn't gone anywhere. Gina sees it, it's fine.
With its presence tonight at all, which is wonderful because the sky is blue, and I'm sure it's going to get darker later on.
Ooh, hot prediction. It's gonna get darker later in the day.
That's a given. That is a given. But yeah, it looks pretty good. And it was nice to zoom up on the moon with my Nikon P900 camera. It really was. It's so bright. And you can see its shape. It's got a shadow on it too, because it's not a full moon yet. At all.
Rageology says, since you brought Doctor Who up, have you ever heard of the Doctor Who in-universe book of investigative journalism that exposes the alien conspiracy behind UNIT, and one alien in particular's meddling in the affairs of Earth? It's called Who Killed Kennedy? No, I'm not familiar.
But it looks pretty cool up in the sky, and I have my Nikon on a tripod without an equatorial mount, and so if it shakes a little bit, you all, that's okay, because Gina Honey wanted to do it that way. I did not want to hook it up to my equatorial mount.
CBCB Mad with 20 months says, feeling better now I know someone's looking after the moon. Me too.
I didn't, but the moon is a nice specimen to look at, a nice object in the sky, a nice celestial being. Some people may say, Gina Honey, don't you know the moon is a base? There's lots of theories about the moon. There really is a lot of theories. Some say the moon is a hologram. Some say it is...
Holographic moon on the bingo card. My voice cracked.
It's a Dyson sphere.
Holographic moon.
Some say it's a base. Some say it's where there's bad entities on the dark side, because we never get to see the other side of the moon.
They're just shy, Gina. Don't be rude.
Yeah, some people say that, we've tried to take rockets and destroy the moon.
That wouldn't be a good call.
And some people want to build a colony on the moon. They do.
Hashtag nuke the moon.
Really?
Yes, I know there were plans to do this at some point during the Cold War. I'm glad we didn't.
Want to. But if you were...
Gnome Pickles says, oh no, she found out about the secret base I have on the moon. It's where I keep my freeze ray that I use to mess with Cece.
Wondering about the moon. Well, it is doing quite...
You don't need a freeze ray to fuck with Cece. All you need is an airplane. Airplane in the right conditions for contrails.
All right. As you can see, it's perfect. Perfect. Just the way it is in the sky, and I had no problem zooming up on it, just like a lot of other people, no problem at all. And I didn't see no bats flying in front of the moon tonight. I didn't. Even though it wasn't completely dark, I like to try to get out there when it's kind of blue in the sky too. You all, I do. Because the blueness is nice, and with that camera I have, I can adjust the contrast on it, which is kind of great. It is, especially...
You made it an emote. It does not break TOS. I skirted the line as hard as I could. I'll take a look. Send it, and I'll take a look.
Light bulb, which it wasn't that bad tonight at all. It wasn't, you all. So if you can't see the moon where you're located...
Do we need Boxy for this? Are we concerned about Gina's moon opinions?
November 3rd, 2022, and it's now 7:17 p.m. when
Hot
I'm doing
moon
this video.
takes. Metal Gear Mandy, thanks for
I'd like
gifting
to
a
say
sub to
thank
the
you
SCP Foundation. I love SCP stuff.
For watching this, and with that being said, hello.
Ooh, the SCP Foundation is the stream boss. I don't think... Oh, no. Am I some sort of Keter class anomaly and I'm unaware? Oh, fuck.
You are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you.
The SCP Foundation is clearly here for Boxy. Boxy is a danger to the universe. That was... What a sweet video from Gina. Thanks, Gina. Appreciate ya.
So I went to the bank just a few minutes ago to get out some cash and put my card in, and this is what happened. There's no money. It said this transaction is currently unavailable. Is it happening where you're at?
It's that particular ATM, Gina. It's low on cash. I don't know if there's a cash shortage currently, or anything, but that can happen. Sometimes ATMs are just out of order. Like, I had an ATM in town that I wanted to deposit cash in some days ago. And the deposit feature was broken, so I had to drive further to a second bank ATM that also the deposits were broken. This was after bank hours. I have social anxiety, so I avoid going into banks, but, like, you know, I would if I had to. So I had to drive all the way to a third one to deposit the money. It happens, Gina. Smish says, you're the cutest Peter. Thank you. I'll look in a second at Cult Comics. Hannah is an SCP known for feeding off of madness. I'm exacerbating the issue. I'm manifesting this content into existence. Bumble Homestead says we have to give the Hannah SCP bits to keep her from taking over. This is true. Without a steady supply of bits and gift subs, I will break containment inevitably. It's not good. They keep taking the hats away from me, too, in containment, but I keep finding them.
This transaction is currently unavailable. Let me see this. I want more time. I want to continue.
KBS, what would you like me to wear for the hats off? Oh my god. This is fine. You don't actually see anything. Chat, what do you think? Let's look at Boxy. Is this appropriate? Like, it's like Boxy is wearing pants and a shirt. It's a little bit of side boob, but it is covered. Is that fine? That's probably fine.
I want to try to withdraw money. We're sorry, this transaction is currently unavailable.
Hydrate.
Now, that's the first time. That is the first time I've ever got a message like that. This transaction is currently unavailable.
I'll try and upload that a little later and see how it goes.
I hope this is not
Gitara says I'll do a family-friendly one of Paul one day.
Not a prelude to what is coming, and I hope this is just one isolated incident. Just one.
It is. Alright, enough of Gina. Oh, here's a conspiracy scam.
Hi guys, my name is Shai, and today I'm gonna tell you everything that you need to know about the TRB cards and the TRB system, but please.
Wait, hold on. Did I ever get an answer for the hat? Let me see. Jadora, damn it!
Stay with me until the end of this video, because there is a big
Sure.
scam on the market right now, and I tell you everything, okay? So guys, we have seen a lot of people talking about the TRB system and the TRB cards in the last couple of days. It's a trending topic for sure, but the first thing that you need to know is that a lot of people are selling a fake card, which means it will have no value at all. You'll not be able to register on the TRB system, you'll not be able to validate your...
For those who don't know what this is, basically this is a scam video where they're saying if you give them...
Hello guys, my name is Bruce. And today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about Trump commemorative diamond banknotes before making your purchase. Stay with me until the end of this video because I have two very important alerts for you. The first thing you need to know is that Trump diamond banknote is sold only on the official website. Any other website marketing this product may be fake, and you will lose money. So just act...
Scam. This is a scam. I assume all of our alarms are going off at how much of a scam this is. I don't think I need to be, I don't need to be Kip Boga to see through this one. Chromatic Cuttlefish says, did you see Crypto is taking a bath again? Oh, I did. It's beautiful. FTX. Oh, it's crashing this time because FTX is going under. FTX is the crypto exchange that made those fortune cookies that we did for a while that Broha and Mr. Blast gave us. Freaking Out 99 says containment procedure SCP-4069-H remains docile when given cheese. If SCP-4069-H is not given cheese, she'll begin to leak out of her containment in search of cheese and hats.
Access the official website by the link in the description of this video, okay? The Trump Banknote 10,000 is a commemorative collection item, a symbol of patriotism and unity, and of support and recognition to Donald J. Trump, our 45th president, who fought hard for our homeland, and became a reference in American politics and is also—
Gregory Term, thanks for gifting a sub to Boxy. Did you make an account, or did you find someone who happened to just be named Boxy to give a sub to?
a remarkable symbol of success. With Trump Banknote, you identify yourself as a member of our valued patriotic community, for the sake of the United States of America, and Donald Trump's 2024 campaign, and become the proud owner of an incredible collection of wonderful notes. So nothing fairer than we patriots are increasingly united and can demonstrate our support and our—
Hornder says not even Peter would buy into this, and he's childlike with gullibility. The first video we watched that was a scam, by the way, is them saying we will also sell you a card that will make this legal tender. So they're saying if you give us $100, we'll give you this, and then but it's only commemorative, but if you give us money for this other thing, then this becomes legal tender and you can take it into a bank. It's the dumbest scam. Metal Gear Mandy, thanks for gifting a sub.
Our loyalty to this great man, buying these wonderful Trump—
I saw Baha, thank you. I'll pull them up in a sec.
Diamond banknotes, made of a very special and very beautiful material, which draws attention to its beauty and richness of details, of natural size, is that it is a great option to gift another patriot, who will surely be surprised to see the beauty of this item, which can be passed from generation to generation, to show our children the conservative ideals of honor and dedication to the homeland, boasting this wonderful decorative item, which is a piece of history of the United States.
Word salad on the bingo card.
Trump banknotes are manufactured with the best materials available, with extraordinary design, strong character, and great artistic value. But the stock in production is extremely limited, so I recommend that you guarantee your logo before it runs out, just as I already made my purchase and I am very satisfied. And it is nice to know that Trump Diamond Banknotes has a guarantee against any manufacturing defect, and also a satisfaction guarantee. If for some reason you do not like or do not feel satisfied with this product, just ask for the refund, that they return all their money within 60 days of their original purchase. Secure your Trump Diamond Banknotes to stand out among the millions of supporters of Donald Trump with this wonderful and beautiful work of art that serves as a reminder of Trump's legacy during the U.S. presidency. And
even Trump in this picture kind of looks like he's saying, "Are you sure? Really?" Stone Corbell says, speaking of Boxy, does anyone remember this video which was a big meme back in 2009? I just watched like 30 seconds, you'll get the idea.
Okay, hi. So, my name is Boxy, and it's been a while since I made a new video, so I decided that because of recent events that I could make a new video.
Oh god, I can't even do 30 seconds of that. No offense to that lady, I'm sure she's an adult now and a normal person, but like, holy shit.
Their support for Donald Trump to fight to be president again in 2024 and make America great again for all Americans and future generations. Remember that this product is sold only on the official website, and to help you, I left a link to the official website in the description of this video, so that you do not end up falling—
There's no way that was fucking June.
—on a fake site. Access only by the link I made available.
No? Okay, good.
Okay?
I didn't think so. I would have noticed, right? Oh, is it like a meme that they're the same person or something? Alright, real quick, let me pull up that Twitter stuff. Mustn't let people see who I follow on Twitter. You'll see all the furry porn accounts I follow. It's a joke. Mostly. Let me find these. I follow Elon. I think I used to. So Donald Trump on Truth Social says, now that midterms are over and a success. News Corp, which is Fox, the Wall Street Journal, and the no longer great New York Post, is all in for Governor Ron DeSanctimonious, an average Republican governor with great public relations who didn't have to close up his state, but did, unlike other Republican governors whose overall numbers for a Republican were just average, middle of the pack, including COVID, and who has the advantage of sunshine, where people from badly run states up north would go no matter who the governor was, just like I did. Ron came to me in desperate shape in 2017. He was politically dead, losing in a landslide to a very good agriculture commissioner, Adam Putnam, who was loaded up with cash and great poll numbers. Ron had low approval, bad polls, and no money, but he said that if I would endorse him, he could win. I didn't know Adam, so I said, let's give it a shot, Ron. When I endorsed him, it was as though, to use a bad term, a nuclear weapon went off. Years later, they were the exact words that Adam Putnam used in describing Ron's endorsement. He said, I went from having it made with no competition to immediately getting absolutely clobbered after your endorsement. I then got Ron by the star of the Democrat Party, Andrew Gillum, who was later revealed to be a crackhead, by having 2 massive rallies with tens of thousands of people at each one. I also fixed his campaign, which had completely fallen apart. I was all in for Ron, and he beat Gillum. After the race, when votes were being stolen by the corrupt election process in Broward County, and Ron was going down 10,000 votes a day, along with now Senator Rick Scott, I sent in the FBI and the U.S. attorneys, and the ballot theft immediately ended. Just prior to then running out of the votes necessary to win, I stopped his election from being stolen. And now Ron DeSanctimonious is playing games. The fake news asked him if he's going to run if President Trump runs, and he says, I'm only focused on the governor's race. I'm not looking into the future. Well, in terms of loyalty and class, that's really not the right answer. This is just like 2015 and 2016, a media assault, collusion, when Fox News fought me to the end until I won, and then they couldn't have been nicer or more supportive. The Wall Street Journal loved... Oh my god. Let's just go on more. Jesus Christ, he's just... Mike Lindell, real-time crime desk alert. Herschel Walker had 27,000 votes taken away this morning. If this stands, Warnock wins without a runoff. That would be nice. Oh. Anyway. Trump's not having a good time realizing he's not the rising star in the Republican Party anymore.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ryushin with theorionlines.com. I am a...
Excessive Observer, thanks for 29 months. I saw the Hooters guy. What a weirdo.
A researcher. I research UFOs and extraterrestrials, as well as Satanism. And so what I've discovered was that what the Satan worshippers have been worshiping have been aliens. Draco.
Aliens on the bingo card.
And Orion, the Orion group. And what they've been doing...
Did you miss any groundbreaking discoveries? Did you miss the horny boxy picture that Occult Comics drew? Because that's of paramount importance, clearly.
Here is, secretly, they've been adrenochrome harvesting human beings, children, namely children. And that's what's been going on for the past 6,000 years in secret. But,
Adrenochrome on the bingo card?
But now that we have the evidence, well, and we're awake. we know what's going on. So
you were here for that, but can you see her again? Maybe later.
Very interesting. I came across this movie called The Pizzagate Massacre, and I was like, what is this, you know? And I checked it out, and it was
oh my god, I hope that's not a gallon of milk in the background. Don't leave your milk just on the counter. If you're not drinking it, put it in the fridge. What the fuck?
Sort of like Pizzagate. It had the elements of being revealed that there were children being held at a pizzeria in.
None of that was true, to be clear. That didn't happen. Do you not have to refrigerate eggnog? I hate eggnog.
The basement. And that's about as far as it went with the story. So it took that story and it turned it into this movie, and it was a good movie. I'll give it that. You know, good movie, good acting. But in the movie, it goes to a pizzeria in Austin, Texas, called Tootsie Pizza, with an all-seeing eye. Right? Check this out. This is where it gets fucked like crazy. So it has an all-seeing eye, and Tootsie Pizza. This is a pizzeria.
Hey Baja, I don't know if you're still listening. Could you like microwave that biscuit that's in the fridge in the Ziploc bag and maybe throw a little peanut butter or something on it? I'm really hungry and I still have like an hour or something left. I know you're working, so if you need to wait for like a natural pause, that's fine.
From the movies, seeing is believing. It's not a real pizza place in Austin, Texas. Okay, but there is a real pizza place.
Thank you, wife.
In Austin, Texas, with the all-seeing eye. Actually, there are 4 of them. It's called East Side Pies. And I was like, no way. So there are, and it's the same shit as Pizzagate, right?
It isn't. It's literally just wall art. It's just art someone did, and you're weirded out by it.
It's the same, like, art, the satanic art.
It's not satanic. I forget what it's called, but there's a tendency towards, like, right-wing fasci types perceiving any non-directly representational art form as degenerate or satanic in some way. It's very weird.
As Pizzagate. So these 2 guys are the owners, probably Satan worshipers. But then I started looking up more other places in other cities. This is Maynard Keenan, the guy, lead singer from Tool. This is his pizza thing on.
I'm gonna be real. If I like won the lottery or something, I would definitely start like a restaurant or a food truck that's occult themed. That's awesome. That's hilarious.
Wheels, American Vineyards Pizza Wagon. He's got the all-seeing eye.
Gnome Pickle says, why are all these people convinced that Satanists are the gosh darn Riddler? I don't know. Makes it fun for him, I guess.
It's a satanic pedophile ring.
The movie in question?
These guys have been running a satanic pedophile ring. Symbolism.
Hold on.
Symbolism.
I actually started watching this movie and I bailed out because it wasn't good, in my opinion. No offense to the filmmakers. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a satire of Pizzagate shit. Like, it's literally making fun of people like the guy we're watching the video of right now, and he doesn't know that. They're literally making fun of conspiracy theorists and Pizzagate.
Will be their downfall. And these things are up all over the country, all over the United States.
What about Bob with $3 says, the only boxy I can think of is, can you post the link? Because I can't click on the link when it's like a dollar donation like that. So if you could put the link in chat, that would be awesome.
The House of Shrooms. Mellow Mushroom in California.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
This is a reptilian from the movie Now that's the other thing that I found out.
Reptilians on the bingo card. Smish says, I'll click that in a sec. What about Bob? Smish says SCP blank is a Keter class object located in blank, Michigan. She's capable of creating an XK class end of the world scenario by means of blank. Containment procedures. She must have access to a computer with internet access where she spends her time streaming to feed her thirst to spread madness. Addendum. Upon receiving channel points, she will spontaneously manifest hats to wear during her stream within a 20-meter radius. Dr. Bright is not allowed to follow or donate to SCP blank stream. That's good.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Do we actually look like that? No, we're way hotter.
To be absolutely incredible about this movie, they incorporated the aliens, the lizard people, into the movie, and that's exactly where my research led
My
me.
research said not by a researcher.
And these reptilians, they come from Orion, and what they've been doing since the 1930s has been adrenochrome harvesting human beings.
You can buy artificially made adrenochrome if you have access to, like, lab supplies. It's like $60.
And trade for technology with these wonderful elite businessmen who've been trying to kill us off, probably because they're reptilian. But I think it's very interesting how the movie incorporates into these reptilian Illuminati, the all-seeing eye thing, because that's true. It goes right into the reptilian aliens who've been eating us, who've been coming here this whole time to eat us. And so when I started out with my research, I started going after the aliens, and I figured out they were real. And, you know, partly through my research, I caught wind of the whole Pizzagate thing and started looking into it. And it turns out that that was the big reveal of the satanic side of the balance. So as above, so below. And what that means...
It's just word salad. Artemis says, gotta go play D&D now. I'll watch the rest of the VOD later. I'm really looking forward to the upcoming Chud stream. Thank you. Sorry, the peanut butter makes my voice deeper. Once I'm done, I'll flush it all down.
Is that...
Oh, I gotta check your DM, sorry. Oh, you're good. Go for it. Gnome Pickle says, yes, it's the reptilians from the Orion star cluster, not us, the insectoids from Bernard's star and our evil taco stands. Foolish humans have no idea, buzz buzz. Occult Comics is going to post a coffee link in chat if you wanted to donate. Occult Comics does a lot for stream, so throw them a few bucks if you'd like.
Satanic side of the balance on Earth was revealed, just like I had revealed the Orion groups, as above, so below. So the Orion group is exposed, and the satanic Orion worshippers were revealed too. The Orion group is known as a satanic force, okay, who take over star systems. And what I hypothesize is that Orion was coming here and taught the elite Satanism and that's been going on for the past 6,000 years. So with especially around Stonehenge, but there are about 25 to 30 different locations that we know of today, all over the earth at different time periods, who these places align to Orion. Every single ancient astronomical site. So, you have 25, 30 of those at different time frames, all having to do with human sacrifice and mass graves. So what was really going on here, and where the Satan worshippers got adrenochrome from, were these aliens who were showing up and demanding food. And they would show up and they would collect their food and then go. And that was the gods.
So we're like a McDonald's. Sky Comet, actually, As Above, So Below is the name of a horror movie. It's very weird, but surprisingly good.
And what would happen was they would leave, like Moses led the Jews out of Egypt under Orion rule. They would leave them. And the aliens realized, well, we can just go into the dark and rule from the dark. And the elite agreed, and they called it Night First. And that's what's been going on. That's why aliens are secret. That's why everything's been kept secret. And why we don't see the aliens out today, running around on Earth. That's because they've been secretly using us as a food source. So I need your help. Help me find more pizzerias. I'm sure there it's not just pizza. I'm
the
sure
pizza
that
guys.
there are other things. Yeah, this is Maynard Keen, the lead singer from Tool. This is all a satanic pedophile ring. Symbolism will be their downfall. We need to burn these fucking places down. Seriously.
Thanks for Boxy. We do not condone any calls to violence on this channel.
They are satanic, child raping, hunting, raping, murdering, sacrificing, eating
hello,
fucking
FBI
people.
on the bingo
These
card.
people are cannibals. They kill children, and they eat them, and they rape them, and they eat them. Okay? They need to go. So sorry, but fuck this. This is the lead singer of fucking Tool. Look at his shit. He loves the pizza. These people
I think
are
most people love
fucking
pizza.
disgusting.
It's delicious.
Child raping, murdering, eating fucking people.
Why am I eating peanut butter? Have you had peanut butter? It's fucking delicious. Don't get me wrong, I'm a cheese person, but like, cheese, peanut butter, they're pretty close.
They need to be stopped.
This guy's as nutty as Call. That's a tall order to fill. It is. And this article might be of use. Extremists use video games to recruit vulnerable youth. Here's what parents and gamers need to know. Reports of far-right extremists trying to recruit young people through video games. Oh, God.
So if you know any places in your city, please write me at my website, theorionlines.com, and let me know. But I think it's really amazing how this guy's movie incorporated the alien aspect to it, and that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. I mean,
it mirrors what you believe because the movie is literally making fun of people who believe the things you do. That's the joke. Maps and Mimic says, hello, FBI? Yeah, that's just stochastic terrorism. Also, my fiance just made us frozen pizza. Nice. I think I'm gonna make a nice sandwich for dinner. I have some good cheddar cheese and some good smoked ham and some ciabatta bread. It's gonna be good. Or maybe I'll make some wraps, I don't know. Tea with Goblin says, wait, why would we R-word something we're about to eat? To paraphrase What We Do in the Shadows, if you're going to eat a sandwich, you'd probably enjoy it more if you knew no one had fucked it. I love that movie. Would I combine the Ritz with cheese and the Ritz with peanut butter? I like both of them. I don't know if they'd be good together. Would I eat cheese and peanut butter together? They sell those in America. They sell, like, cheese crackers with peanut butter. I enjoy them. They're good. I heard about the VR helmet. Some conspiracy theorists are freaking out about it. The ciabatta bread's already moldy. I just bought it and it's sealed. What the fuck? That sucks. Well, I'll figure something out.
Wrote the guy, and I'm like, hey, your fucking movie was absolutely true. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then all of a sudden I got blocked on Instagram. So, yeah, it's really interesting to see that he made a film. You should go watch it. It's called The Pizzagate Massacre, and he incorporated the aliens in it, and it's exactly as it is. It's exactly what it is. That's what the all-seeing eye is. The all-seeing eye is actually the reason why it's a triangle, is because that's what their ship
I should have
looks
stuck
like.
it in the fridge when I brought it
looks
home.
like a
That's my bad.
gigantic pyramid.
I normally put bread in the fridge, but, you know.
I believe that it's a queen of Orion who watches. Yeah, they showed up over the Pentagon December 2018, and I knew it was the all-seeing eye. Just everything.
Put bread in the fridge.
So
why? It spoils slower. If you put bread in the fridge, it keeps it from molding as quickly.
Anyway, dude, fuck these people. These people, they murder children. They're satanic.
I pretty much always heat up bread anyway before I eat it, so.
Child trafficking. Just like Comet Ping Pong.
Like, even if I'm about to make, like, just like a peanut butter and jelly, I toast the bread. Toasted peanut butter and jelly is so fucking good.
They're all over the world. And symbolism will be their downfall. Help me look for the all-seeing eye in pizza. Thank you. Long live humanity.
The freezer will keep it fresher without
Hello,
staling.
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm less concerned about it being stale and more just the moldiness, but yeah, freezer bread. We've done freezer bread too. We have a freezer that's like out in the garage that we keep a lot of frozen stuff in. So.
This is Ryushin with...
We still have wedding cupcakes out there in the freezer that we froze that are left over.
TheOrionLines.com.
How do you deprogram people like this? I don't know if you can. I don't know. You'd have to ask a cult deprogrammer. Yeah. Bad shit. Alright, moving on.
Okay, my wonderful friends, this is going to be a really serious deep dive into what different cultures believe. And I'm going to go to the Bible. Don't worry, we're going to get there. But we're going to start with the Navajo, because this was sent to me by a friend, and they talk about giants. This is teachings about giants. It's not what you think. And what do you think of when you think of giants? Just like huge, gigantic creatures, which I have shown.
Giants on the bingo card. Wasn't expecting that today. Didn't think we were doing any mud flood, although I guess it's Roger. He does mud flood stuff. Nelly Ravnos, thanks for subscribing with Prime.
Now, listen to this now.
In many of the presentations we make here at the Navajo Traditional Teaching, people always want to know about subjects on that we have mentioned at various times. And one of those happens to be about giants. There are giants, yes, but the way that the Diné teach about the Yeitso, the big fear, the word itself, Yeitso, Ye means fear. When it's big fear, it's so. So the word yea itself means big fear. The teaching that goes along with it is that it goes back to the two boys that went to visit their father, and their purpose was to go to their father and to get weapons to come and
I'm curious what offensive shit he's going to say about this indigenous, like...
the things to fear, the things that are fearful and destructive. These things were destroying the net. The boys went to see their father and to acquire weaponry that would allow them to use it against these things that were destroying the net. And the...
Bone Wolf Connor says, bread in the fridge hurts my German bakery salesman heart, but then again, you can hardly find proper bread in the States anyway. I find okay bread. There are bakeries nearby and stuff. Need to go get some actual fresh bread. That'd be nice. For the record, I don't usually at this point eat like bagged slice bread. I tend to get actual loaves and cut it myself now. Cashel Gladio says, I've gotten into the habit of buying off-brand mac and cheese mix from Amazon because the cheese packet as is simply isn't enough. Not identical to the Kraft mix, but it's about 95% there. Gotta mix it with some half and half, though, otherwise it's just clumps because it's too fine. It's interesting. If it were me and I was doing that, I'd just buy bulk macaroni and bulk... I guess you could do this, just buy bulk powder. You don't need Kraft. You could just make boxed mac and cheese, but cheaper, I guess.
Father did give them the weapons and that, and the boys returned.
Or just buy cheese and actually make mac and cheese. That's the best. Have you done that? Make some homemade mac and cheese? Homemade, Irene.
And they destroyed the big fears, the things to fear. Yea, so. But over the years, because of the way that the story is told, many times we get the wrong impression that these were actual physical beings that were out there doing destruction and destroying the people in a physical way. It isn't a Jack and to be personal.
Anybody down, or and I have the evidence that's
destructive, and those are the things that we are told.
All right, so that's his take on giants, that they weren't really giants like the things I'm talking about. I mean, there was, and I have the evidence to show that I'm correct in the things I'm saying. So this is not to put anybody down or to make to destroy anybody's their feelings about their past. I am a material scientist. What
You're
he
not
has just
a
said,
scientist, Roger. You have no degrees in anything.
that I believe is not 100% correct. And things do get changed over the course of time, absolutely. And one of the things is about the Bible. We're going to go to the Bible now, because the thing that bothers me is I've been checking out all the ancient texts against all the ancient myths, and then, of course, against the things that I have discovered in the mud fossil realm. And something that bothers me about the Bible is the first thing that comes up is about God wanting the people to be naked and stupid. All right, they didn't want them eating from the tree of knowledge, and he didn't want them wearing clothes. Well, what's that all about?
What is this, old school TBR? What depthful and thoughtful criticism of the Genesis story? God wants them all naked. What the fuck's up with that? Stone Corbell says, I'm a material scientist. Anyway, as it says in the Bible, I'm a scientist.
Because I was inverted. Bullshit.
Okay, this today is basically going to be what do we really understand and what do we not understand about the things that we have been told about our ancient history and religion and God and so forth. Now, this talks about Eve and the forbidden fruit. It says the Old Testament tells of Adam and Eve, who are our progenitors. They came before us. They lived in paradise, total innocence, until the serpent, who was the devil, enticed them to eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge. As punishment for their disobedience, God banished them from paradise. Why is the forbidden fruit often called an apple? Well, I want to know is, why were we supposed to stay naked and stupid? Why did God give us that? And a paradise of a garden to live in, and as long as we stayed naked and stupid. Let's home in on this right here. Lived in paradise, total innocence. What I'm taking from that is we were just like animals. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You know, ignorance is bliss. If you have no knowledge whatsoever, you're just happy as you can be. You're going to go on about your life just everything's perfect. Well, that ignorance is bliss. Well, I don't want to be ignorant. So I want some knowledge. Now, I'm not supposed to have knowledge. Is that correct? And as soon as I had knowledge, I wanted to put some clothes on? Because that's what happened. God came in, he saw him wearing little fig leaves, and he said, what are you doing? He said, well, we got tricked by the serpent. Now, this does not make sense to me. All right, let's take this one step at a time. When God set up earth and created mankind from the clay of what the earth was made of, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is made of giant creatures. That's just a fact. And he used some of that clay to make mankind. Then he sent watchers. They call them Grigori, I guess. And these watcher angels are supernatural, celestial beings, or holy ones who came down from heaven with the authority to speak for God. And there were supposedly 600 of them. And 200 of them went against God and became the fallen angels. The 200 were the bad ones. They all signed a deal with Satan to take over earth and have a good time with the women. Basically, that was it. They wanted to have sex with the women. And they were gigantic.
Hermetic Cuttlefish says the forbidden fruit being an apple is a Latin pun. It plays on the words malum, short A, meaning evil, and malum, long A, meaning apple. Or malum and malum.
Gigantic celestial creatures, but they could morph themselves into anything they wanted. And they became, like what you see, gods. I mean, they're perfectly like male models, absolutely flawless form, and they had sex with the women, and that's exactly what it says. Now, who was the guy in the garden? Was that, which God was that? Was that the good God that came down and says, okay, everything's good, we're having a good time? So, oh, wait a minute, you got knowledge. Now you're wearing clothes. No, get out of here, you're in trouble. Was that the good God or was that the bad God? Because the bad God apparently took over earth and was partying up with all of his buddies and all of the women. So who are we talking about in the Garden of Eden? All right, I don't...
Oh, fucking Roger.
Well, I guess I've avoided it long enough. I got my John Fetterman suit on.
Enemy Bimbo, thanks for following. Rageology of 50 Bits says LOL and posts a link. U.S. authorities investigate crypto exchange FTX. Yes, the producers of those lovely fortune cookies we got a while back. Oh, good shit.
I just need...
Recently, a U.S. court found that crypto tokens were securities and therefore could be regulated by the SEC, so that's good.
The big old quacko.
Durian is awful. I've had durian, and it's the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. Like, unironically, it's disgusting.
On the back of my neck, I guess. Wow. So, if Pennsylvania doesn't show what an absolute joke the voting system is at this point, I don't know what does. We're constantly told by, the voting cattle, oh, you're gonna get out and vote. Your vote, if you don't vote, you don't have an...
I'll count that as sheeple. He's clearly talking about the general populace and using kind of a cartoony sheep voice. So that's sheeple on the bingo card. Maps of Mimic says, okay, durian or cold Dr. Pepper beans? Dr. Pepper beans. I would eat a case of Dr. Pepper beans before I would take a bite of durian. Do you understand me? I'm not being hyperbolic.
A complaint, you can't complain, you don't matter if you don't vote. Okay. Pennsylvania elected 2 dead men last night, apparently, purportedly. One of them, the walking dead, the brain dead, John Fetterman, that can't have a debate or give a speech.
Yeah, he's not dead. He had a stroke a while back. He's alive. He's fine. He has some auditory processing issues he's still working with, but he's fine. We'll do a bingo check soon. There's definitely a lot we gotta click off.
Literally, without closed captioning, telling him what to say.
It's not telling him what to say, it's telling him what the other person said. He has auditory processing issues, so it helps him read it like closed captions in a movie.
And even then, it's a struggle. Because of his stroke. I would argue the guy's such a fucking moron, even before his stroke, he'd have been lucky to sway anybody actually paying attention to his policies and what he stands for. How can I say this? Well,
oh my god, is that a link for a whole case of Dr. Pepper beans? Let me look. Oh my god. $15. How reasonable. Oh my god. Actual baked beans does sound good. I do like baked beans that are not Dr. Pepper flavored.
And you also elected a literally, physically dead man last night. That's how much these voting cattle pay attention to what's actually going on.
I mean, if I was planning on voting for someone and they died on the election but they were still on the ballot, I would still vote for them because I would assume there would be some process that would either do the election over, but I'd still like to send a message, or some processes in place that they had a successor or something, if it's something with like a vice or whatever. Either way, I'd still probably vote for them on the thing, even knowing they're dead. Tea with Goblin says, my headcanon is that this guy actually just lives in his fridge after being banished and bound there by a passing leftist wizard. Now anytime someone in his house wants a snack, they have to deal with him yelling angry conspiracy garbage at them from amongst the cheese and condiments. Also, is that a protective mask on the shelf behind him? It is. I assume he uses it for, like, working with things, though. I assume he's not using it as a COVID thing.
And that's how much of a joke the voting system is. This man died weeks before last night. Yet you mean to tell me in this age of instant communication, computer-run world, they couldn't get a dead man off the ballot?
I mean, they might have already had the ballots printed up. They usually print them up a lot beforehand because they need many, many thousands of them. Porcelain Giant, thanks for 24 months. Second anniversary.
Or even if he was still on the ballot, put in some disclaimer. Sorry, this candidate's dead now.
Anti-Pretzel says, alright, fuck you guy on screen. I've seen what a stroke can do to a person. My father suffered a few in his time, and they can really mess you up because it's literally a clot in your brain cutting off flow to somewhere important. Hannah, I toss a coin to your cheese fund. Thank you.
And the brilliant voting cattle of Pennsylvania elected a dead man last night. Now, some will say, well, that's because...
This is what he's talking about? Thank you. Anti-Pretzel, what do you want me to wear? Witch hat? Cool. I'll switch that in a sec.
Election day is over, but the balance of power in Washington, that's still up in the air.
And it could take weeks before the morning Matt. Good morning, Keith. 9 seats for...
Why Pennsylvania State Anthony DeLuca elected despite being dead? Why was he on the ballot? The facts. As of Wednesday afternoon, DeLuca had received nearly 86% of the vote. Oh, it's not even close. According to the results, blah, blah, blah. Beating Green Party candidate Zara Livingston. I just want to see the fact check. Sutherland confirmed DeLuca's win simply means that the seat will be vacant until a special election is held. Not surprising. Under Pennsylvania law, there's no way to remove DeLuca from the ballot because he was already on the ballot before he died. Makes sense. So they're just going to hold a special election.
His opponent was so horrible.
Where's the witch hat?
They voted for him. And
yeah, they didn't want that person to win. Is that not hard to understand? It's still a result they would prefer. Chromatic Cuttlefish says, oddly enough, Dickweed, there are statutes regulating the timing of ballot eligibility and the like, but don't let due process, the rule of law, and the facts get in the way of your rant.
Weren't paying attention enough to know that, number one, he was dead. And number two, again, just re-emphasizes my point. There should be in glaring, flashing lights an option for none of the above.
It's called not filling in either of them. Just don't vote. But, like, someone has to win the election. That's how it works. That's what elections are for. So if people are running for it, you vote for the people who participated. Like, how is this gonna work? That doesn't make any sense. Just don't vote.
So that if opponents can't stand who somebody's running against, even if their opponent is dead, they have a chance to vote none of the above. It's all such a joke. I mean, and don't think I'm just whining about Democrats. Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the MAGA queen, apparently won her election so handily, they called it before the election, or the votes even took place yesterday.
Yeah, her district is fucking nuts.
Because she's such a great Christian that runs around, gets divorced because she's screwing around with reportedly 2 other men, and is now schmoozing with another different man after just getting divorced. Because she's such a Christian. And she's fighting so hard for you that she's running around screwing everybody she can behind her husband's back. And then jumping on some other dude right after she gets divorced.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, Trader Green is corrupt as fuck. Agreed.
These people,
accidentally based,
man.
Sure.
Whoo. It's like I said to my wife last night. I texted her something about the erection. She said, erection? Don't you mean an election? I said, no. In both cases, it's just someone telling you what you want to hear so they can fuck you. Period. Of course, you all know this, but I just had to get my 2 cents in there. Pennsylvania, the brilliant voters of Pennsylvania elected 2 dead men. 1 brain dead and 1 physically dead last night. If that doesn't show the state of our erection system, I don't know what does. The voting cattle are morons that just vote the party line and don't have the brain capacity or desire to figure out or even know who or what they're voting for, alive or dead.
Howdy, Hannah. Hope you're well. Take a look at this awesomeness.
On that play where it looked like you were at the
Mighty Morphin Power 5-pack is set, oh god, for $400. I don't really collect figures. They look nice in terms of figures like that, but I do props sometimes, like helmet replicas are cool, but I don't do figures usually. They look nice though.
My play?
First name bunch number says, ha ha ha, he said erection system.
A gang of sentient protostars has taken control of a team of Vulcan scientists, and now Kirk has to rescue them.
A gang of sentient protostars walking down the street, leather jackets and mohawks. You looking at me,
Correct,
man?
yes.
This is basically the Beat It music video.
That's what Spock's doing. Spock's like, she has the money, take her.
Kirk pulls into the system. He's like, all right, you know the drill. Everybody roll up your windows.
Radiology says, how long do you think he cackled to himself when he came up with the election erection thing? Too long. Sky Comet says, I like Fetterman. He has a disability. He's not stupid. Ableism is not okay, asshole.
Last time we drove through this neighborhood, someone stole a tricorder of the glove compartment and was stolen by a protostar.
The Enterprise was left in orbit on top of 2 concrete blocks, and the engine nacelles were gone.
All right, let's do a bingo check real quick. My research said not by a researcher. Giants. P-Meal, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Devil Summoner Marie says, I recently started trying to learn more about my schizophrenia, and honestly it explains so many things. When you see or learn something important, your brain does a little ping of serotonin to help it stand out. When you're schizophrenic, your brain pings almost everything with serotonin, so everything seems important. When everything is important, your brain bends backwards to explain why, and suddenly everything is conspiracy or secret code. Oh, that's interesting. Erection system sounds like an artificial dick. I'm sure trans men would appreciate it. Okay, what else we got? Word salad. I wouldn't say only a reputable source is the Bible. Roger was using it, but I don't think he's necessarily a young Earth creationist. Reptilians. Aliens. Okay, page 2. The gay agenda for the trans stuff earlier. Hello, FBI, is this a threat? Sheeple. Holographic and or fake sun sky. Accidentally based. Cats make a guest appearance. I don't think anyone shilled for gold, did they? I don't think so. Did we have transphobia? Oh, we did. We did. Yes, I remember. Oh, the Pizzagate guy did mention Adrenochrome, so yes, Adrenochrome. Flat Earth. Okay. The Trump money wasn't gold, but it was selling something, so I think that's on page 1. Okay, so that one. P-Meal says, I've been enjoying seeing the fallout from the midterms red puddle. It was the GOP's to lose, and they earned every failure. I know, right? Was there something else on this page? When did we have overt anti-Semitism? I'm not saying you're... Oh, Adrenochrome for sure. I did mention cheese when I talked about peanut butter. True. That's on me. Oh yeah, spurious symbology for the pizza stuff. Someone did say Soros, so that's thinly veiled anti-Semitism. Which is on page 2, I think. Oh, yeah. Nick Fuentes, of course. That's overt. Overt anti-Semitism. Jesus Christ. Am I out? Do I need to make more of these? There we go. Did we have This Is Marxism But Isn't? Yes. Wow, still no one? I feel like we've gotten a lot. We did have 82, yes. Cool, we're caught up. Unlucky day for bingo, I guess.
On that play where...
Oh, that was just that playing itself.
ODD TV.
American Gods is a show on Starz Network based on a book by Neil Gaiman of the same name. Neil Gaiman has other
Oh,
books
someone said bingo? Halloween Town says bingo? Let me see your card.
that have been turned into movies and TV shows, including Stardust and Coraline for the movies, and an upcoming show called Good Omens.
Oh, no, you didn't?
That starts in May of this year.
Gotcha.
The show American Gods, which is on its second season,
It's canceled now. I think the showrunner left after season 1, unfortunately, because the first season was pretty good, and then it got completely fucked.
is completely flooded with mythological and religious characters and references to the
I mean, this is old. I can skip it. I have plenty. Just thought it was interesting.
And I have to write that down if it's things that God came and told me personally, and He said, I want you to share this with people. Then I have to remember exactly what He said. It's not like it becomes familiar in any way. I won't even use that term because the power He carries, I'm sure He has to probably maybe minimize that a little bit just for me to be able to be around Him. Sometimes I feel like when I'm seeing Him and it's just to be in His presence, I feel like I'm going to melt.
This is her talking about literally speaking with God. She's like a right-wing MAGA Q adjacent religion grifter, in my opinion.
And go inside of Him. I don't know how to explain that.
Wow.
The love that comes from Him is so powerful, and it's not just what I feel. His appearance is quite striking, if I could say that. You feel life coming from Him because it did. We all lived there. So it's like He's holding everything in Him. All of time is in Him. He didn't appear somewhere. Time came from Him. And I know I love the one-liners He tells me to tell people. They get their head so undone, they try to wrap their head around it. But most of these things are spiritually discerned. I would say in His normal appearance.
No, God isn't the same as aliens on the bingo card.
Because I've seen Him like a certain way many times. Then there's times I've seen Him with flames of fire with lightning bolts shooting out of Him.
Jeez.
When He's walking against the darkness and stuff like that. His own appearance begins to change. It talks about the wrath of God. And any believer, you should know this, that we are not appointed unto that wrath that He was demonstrating. That would be evil and darkness and wickedness. That He despises evil.
It's an air thing to blow dust on my desk. Why is your first thought whippets? Jesus Christ.
Evil. He despised what it does to people. So if He was going to catch me up there and talk about the justice that is coming, then His whole appearance would be to bring justice that would show me that fierce side of Him.
Okay.
To see the loving Father side of Him, which is what I see many times. I know His hair is made out of light. You remember the Father is all spiritual, but he still has the ability to hold me if he wants to. Or I can just stand next to him. I can see into his eyes, and usually they're like blue flames of fire. They look blue to me, blue flames of fire. But what comes out of him, if you could picture, I love the Northern Lights. I've not seen them in person, but I've seen God. And that's what that rainbow looks like coming out of him. If you ever wondered, it's not a stagnant rainbow. It's not like you could just paint it around him and it would just be there and not have life and movement. And I would have to say, seeing the Northern Lights in the way that they move like this, coming out of him continually.
She knows the Northern Lights aren't a rainbow, right?
And on these waves of his rainbow, which it comes from him. No man made the rainbow, people. It comes from the living God. It's part of his own appearance and his person. And out of that comes...
Rainbows are the result of physics.
These little spirits of life, they'll ride on this rainbow, then ride back in him. That's what you used to do when you lived inside God. It says, in him we live, we move, we have our very being. The prophets and poets of old have spoken of these things. What things?
I'm too much of a bottom to be inside God. Hydrate. Anti-Pretzel says, for context to the people who are asking what the fuck, this is Kat Kerr. She tried to fight a hurricane with a stick. She believes she goes to heaven daily to talk to God directly in his pictures, but they can't come to earth because they're holy and only she's allowed to see them.
When they were shown that,
she has to put them in an old hat with a seer stone in order to see them.
Way in the past, God would show himself to people sometimes, and sometimes it was someone who was a poet, and they actually wrote poems about that. And so one of those made it in the Word of God. So that's just a part of him, to see him like that, the creative side, where I would see Jesus step out of the Father, and the Father would say something, and then he would make what he said. That's why he was called the Word. We know in the book of John, it says that, we know in the book of John, when John said the Word was with God and was God, and there was nothing that was made.
Did I see David Zucker, who's only made 5 movies in 30 years, is bitching about woke ruining movies? Oh my god, the Zuckers suck ass anyway. Oh. Jesus Christ.
That was not made by him. That was Jesus Christ. That's who the Word came to the earth and died as the Son of God. And so they're one and the same. The Word, Jesus Christ, are the same. But when he was the Word, he only had a spiritual body. He was all spirit. It was still a body. I know in your mind you can't imagine. You think of something like a little, like a spirit, like whatever you want to call it, like the spirit of a person or something. There's much more to them than just some little wispy thing. If you're in a spiritual world, which heaven is, and everyone there in the spiritual body, they look solid in that world, okay? So when I see the Father most of the time, he looks like he's solid, although he's all spirit. So I've seen him with love coming out that consumes like the whole army of God before they're going to go somewhere to bring justice for him or for someone on the earth. He will literally go and just stand in their midst. And every one of them will be permeated with his love. He loves them too. And his love and just empowerment. And when you see that he is kind and he is good. And many people don't.
It's sad to see what happened to the girl from Lazy Town after that show got canceled. Do Lazy Town jokes land with my audience? What was the age demographic for Lazy Town?
The satanic world order has infected the minds of millions of people, taken over governments around the world. Christians are now being held hostage by satanic forces.
Where? In what way are you being held hostage? Because gay people exist?
And everyone can see it. But this is a ripple effect of what's really happening. Demonic forces have invaded and taken over billions of people worldwide, body snatched by...
The age demographic for Lazy Town was kids 3 to 10 and college students 18 to 26. I do have a list of occult symbols, yes.
Demons coursing through their blood. These people are nothing but avatars for...
The demons actually can't survive in my bloodstream. I got the mRNA vaccine against demonic possession, so...
demonic forces. But it gets worse. Ephesians chapter 6 tells us that these forces come from, quote, heavenly places. In modern English, that's outer space. We have demons, ghosts from outer space that have body snatched millions and billions of people, and now they're all professing their devotion to the devil. They're in control of government, and they're coming after Christians.
No, they're not. There aren't a bunch of demons. Demons don't exist.
And conservatives. They're calling you the ultra-right.
Then stop being fascist. It's pretty simple.
Because you're the enemy. They're coming for you. And we know what they're going to do. Like a horde, like a zombie apocalypse. And that's why everybody needs to prepare. This isn't about politics. This is about religion. There's no hiding it. There's no ignoring it. There's no not talking about it. What's going on?
Will the demons give you free healthcare and civil liberties? Yes.
On in the world today is about religion. It's the pages of the Bible playing out before our very eyes. And we're up against the dark side. And these actors, these people on television or in your communities are nothing but meat puppets for demonic forces. Foot soldiers for the devil in human flesh. Children of the devil. Children of the dark side. This is what they look like. This is who they are. And what they do is act like a hive. You've all seen the hive.
I want to know what this play they're watching is. It has an interesting setup, but I want to know what this is and what it's for.
Effect.
Because it's interesting. The audience is on either side, and there's wall projections.
Space, that means we're dealing with things that we don't.
Is this guy Call but in slow-mo? Yes, I'm gonna speed him up.
Fully understand. These things are communicating telepathically to one another. They operate in ways that you can't even begin to imagine happening in the real world, and yet it is. And not only...
Meat puppet is what you call your sub. Lucky sub.
Are they always watching you and stalking you and gaslighting you?
See you, Cult Comics. Have a good night.
They're also using the technology to kill you. You are all at risk from 5G technology.
5G on the bingo card.
Everyone is at risk from this technology. The 5G is now in everybody's neighborhoods.
It's fine. I'm bathed in it almost 24/7. Fast Lunacy with 70-bit says being a Christian must be like living as a perpetual surprised Pikachu. The Bible literally says they'll always be persecuted. There's no need to make a conspiracy. The persecution is coming from inside the house.
But what people don't really understand, for the most part, is these things are fully weaponized. Check out the warning label here. Invisible laser radiation. What's a laser? It's like a beam.
What's a laser? What's a laser?
What does it mean when it's invisible? It means you can't see it. They're hitting people with invisible beams of radiation.
Sir, do you understand the inverse square law and that being very close to an emitter of some sort of energy is different than being away from it? The intensity of, the energy being put off from something like this is going to drop precipitously as you get further away from it.
And that's what 5G is all about. And the television just calls it Havana syndrome. Victims call it being a targeted individual. Millions
That's just undiagnosed mental illness.
of people worldwide are being killed and tortured by this technology, which causes heart attacks, strokes, and cancer. This is
And
the
also
biggest
that
threat to the free
sticker,
world.
I don't know what that's on. I don't think it's on this fucking tower, whatever. It's a completely unrelated thing.
World right now is this weapon system hiding in plain sight in everybody's neighborhood, wherever you go, like a geofence, and it's totally under the control of demonic forces. This isn't about politics. This is about annihilation. It's a war. And so people have to act accordingly. Don't just go with the television. The elections are coming. It's obviously going to be a red tide. People are going
Chromatic Cuttlefish says, oh, for fuck's sake, it means there's an IR laser in the fiber optics for the telephone backbone, you moron.
to celebrate. And then we're just going to pivot and think about something else. Like we've won something. Like we're on that team. It's like cheering for a team during the World Series or something, and they win and you're so happy, and you're not on that team. What are you so happy about? Did you get the bonus? Did you get the cheerleader? What are you celebrating? Exactly. Your favorite team won? Really? So, we have to remain focused here. What's going on is just bread and circus while they're exterminating people every single day. And it may not matter to you, but for the millions that are being attacked and tortured, every day is a long day. And eventually they'll be coming for you. And so don't just pretend like you think you know it's going on. Everybody should be acting like you can see these laser beams hitting people. Because if you could see these invisible laser beams, you would be pissing yourself right now. But since you can't see it, then it's not a big deal. But they're killing tons of people, heart attack, stroke, cancer, like Brave New World. And it's totally under the control of demonic forces, and people, are just going to focus on the election, and then it all just basically turns to nothing. 2 years of investigations that don't go anywhere, and then it's the next election, and then we think about something else. When do these people get held accountable for what they've done and for what they're doing? And so everybody out there should be on DEFCON 1 when it comes to the satanic world order and what's going on. The pandemic is just, frosting in the window. There's tons more action going on. And so this is the biggest threat to the free world right now. And essentially, most people are basically totally unprepared.
I swear to God, this guy just makes the same video over and over again, and I find him interesting, but he just makes the same exact video over and over again. It's very weird. Don't know why. Anyway.
The never-ending mockery when it comes to so-called space travel, not only, of course, NASA, SpaceX, and, of course, Blue Origin with Jeff Bezos. And they pull this character named Kobe Cotton, of course, decoded name Kobe Cotton being CC for 33. And he goes by this channel name of Dude Perfect, which just so happens to be 33 numerology as well. When it comes to consonants. But when it comes down to it, this individual has nearly 60 million subscribers on YouTube. And of course, these are known as
numerology on the bingo card. Apropos of nothing, I want one of these. Oh god, what is it? Secret Jewish Space Laser Core patch. It's honestly a pretty good patch. Mazel tov. Love it.
Quote, influencers. And that's what it's all about. Just like you see here with Logan Paul, and of course, his Flat Earth hit piece, and all the fake Flat Earthers that appeared in this so-called documentary, such as you see here, David Weiss. So obviously,
he's not a fake Flat Earther.
There is a strategy here. They're using every form of media, the mainstream media, and also the alternative media with YouTube to control the minds of the masses. Of course, the hit piece once again on Flat Earth with Logan Paul, nearly 24 million subscribers. And like I showed earlier with this individual again, Kobe Cotton, of course, a comedy group with his other individuals part of his YouTube channel. Just like Logan Paul, it's just a comedy routine.
I mean, they are a comedy-centric YouTube channel. Yeah, they're an entertainment group. Surfshine, thanks for 8 months, says Rue Sip? Don't know what that means.
Again, this is all about mockery. Now let's take a look at the actual so-called footage. Now let's take a look at this Hollywood production. That's all it is. With the supposed takeoff with this Blue Origin rocket. Here's his friend.
Oh, it's an emote that didn't work?
So-called friends. It's pretty interesting what they say during this rocket launch. I'm going to pause it momentarily. Now take a listen to what one of his friends says here during the so-called launch.
This is not happening. This is not a real thing that's happening.
This is...
Yeah, that's a expletive of disbelief and how crazy it is that their friend is going to technically space.
It's not a real thing that's happening. No kidding. Literally putting it right in our faces. Like they always do. Now let's continue on here. With this supposed launch, interestingly enough, we don't see any amateur footage of this. Because they're not really flying in that so-called rocket, obviously.
Amateur footage of rocket launches has never dissuaded you people before. There's so much amateur footage of rockets taking off. Why are you even bringing it up as if it's something that would change your mind?
And definitely this scene here, scripted as scripted gets. Just like I said, a Hollywood production. Take a listen.
Is literally about to see the planet.
And of course, that's the whole purpose behind these so-called rocket launches. It's all about the Ball Earth programming. We'll get into that a little bit.
No, right now it's about advertising the space company Blue Origin. It's an advertisement for them and their services.
More.
I imagine they're going to try and get contracts from the government as well as private entities to put things in orbit at some point.
As we move forward.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're good. Loosen.
And of course, you see the flat horizon. But again, let's not be mistaken here.
Yeah, you can't see the whole Earth there. They're still not that far away. It's been commented on that people have kind of made fun of Blue Origin, which I don't think you necessarily should. You can hate that it's owned by a billionaire and shit. I don't like the privatization of space. But people have pointed out they don't really go into... How do I put this? They're not in orbit. They're going to fall back down, you know? They're not like in... I don't know how to put this. I'm trying to neither overplay nor underplay this. It's higher than you would go in an airplane, that's for fucking sure, but you're also not on the International Space Station in terms of distance. You're on the very edge of what could be considered space, basically. So it's still cool, but you're not far enough away to see the whole Earth just from your window like that.
This is all a
ballistic launch, not normal one. Yeah.
Production. He's obviously, just like the rest of the crew, they're not in space. So
they are.
Purposely, they're putting the...
Like, they're at the very edge of it.
Flat horizon for people within the flat Earth community say, look, you can see how high they're up in space, and you can see the flat...
It's a suborbital flight, aka what I spend all of my time doing in Kerbal Space Program, because I'm bad at it.
Flatness at this tremendous altitude, but no... This is part of the divide where we're going to see so-called curvature later on. But again, I really have to emphasize this, where there's people within the flat Earth community pushing this as real. No, absolutely not. They're not in space. Again, let's continue on here.
We're floating! We're floating! All right. Thank you! Yeah!
And all this is they're in a zero-G plane. Basically, an airplane that does parabolic loops. That basically goes up and down, and for a short period...
That does exist. It's not what this is.
...of time, approximately 20 seconds, they are at so-called 0G.
Except we've seen longer videos from the... or what do they call this again? Blue Origin? I always forget the name of this company. We have longer clips from Blue Origin where we see them in microgravity for much longer than the Vomit Comet is able to do, so...
And this is part of the smoke and mirrors process that I've covered before.
Spinning. Clint.
Gotta stop right there. Obviously, they're showing very short segments, just a few seconds apiece.
You really shouldn't feel depressed, Ian, so things went pretty well for Democrats, all things considered. Like, I don't know if we'll hold to the Senate or the House, but nonetheless, like, it could have been a lot worse. In Michigan, we got a lot of good things done. It's closer than it should have been, and that's still very promising for 2024. So probably not a lot's going to get done in the next 2 years. Nothing at all, most likely. But, I don't know. At the very least, Biden can veto things that are shitty.
There's nothing extending beyond, for example, 20 seconds, like I said, the length of a typical parabolic flight.
Oh, guys. All right, now take it in, guys. Look, look, look.
Now, remember this. Of course, they have to show the curve of the so-called curve of the Earth. And as always, you know, there's going to be things I point out that obviously contradict what they're trying to prove by going up in so-called space.
See the curvature of the Earth.
Again, they have to say that line, we see the curvature of the Earth.
Congratulations to all.
Now, take a look here. The booster rocket is falling straight down to the ground without any issues, no wobble. The crew capsule comes straight down. There's no parachute that's attached at the moment, and without issues coming straight down. It's not tumbling, it's not turning. This is just not real.
Yeah, that's how they designed them. If it was tumbling around as it came down, that would be disastrous for the occupants.
It's not, nothing about what they're doing is real, obviously.
6 crew of the Titanium Feather. Both the crew capsule and booster are now descending and entering the atmosphere. Booster touchdown.
That thing landed perfectly.
The capsule's coming down, and again, it's not...
I don't know how people at this point are agreeing to these flights. If I was asked tomorrow, like if Jeff Bezos was like, we're randomly picking Twitch streamers out of a hat to go into space, blah, 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 and I got picked, I don't think I'd do it. Like, I get it. I get it's been done safely, and I'm not saying it's a death sentence, but like... You know, I don't know if I want to go into space yet. I'm good.
Tumbling whatsoever. They haven't deployed the so-called parachute. It was the parachute part of this Hollywood production. But when they get down to about 500 feet, I'm going to point something out.
Guys, we're 500 feet.
Now, 500 feet. At 500 feet, you see the so-called curvature. So what's the point of supposedly going into outer space at only a measly 500 feet?
You don't. That's a fisheye lens. I assume that's the point you're trying to make, but no one is claiming this is showing the Earth is curved. This is just what a fisheye lens looks like.
You see the so-called curvature of the Earth. Of course, this is due to the fisheye lens camera.
Yeah.
And again, the people in society, they don't have the discernment to understand what's happening here. The camera obviously is causing this effect.
No shit.
Touchdown.
Now, it's very important to note, as they do this stage celebration, the camera crew outside the capsule... Give me a break. You went nowhere, pal. Where are the emergency crews, the EMTs, the rescue crews, the fire department, the fire trucks? You don't see that anywhere. If anything went wrong, they'd...
I'd imagine they're on standby.
be there to help.
Here's the thing. You don't want them right where you're going to land, because if you landed and there was an issue, then you would land disastrously on the workers who would be helping you in a rescue situation. They need to be some amount away so that if there's an emergency, they can come up after you crash.
Help. And that's obviously not what happens. So I'm going to move forward, and that's the point of this video regarding Flat Earth, which is in the title. Take a listen here to what is said. Again, I mentioned how all these so-called rocket launches with the Stooges, it's all about ball Earth programming, and they keep talking about, oh, there's the curve of the Earth. Instead of saying, oh, there's the Earth, they have to mention the curve, obviously. Now take a listen to what is said here.
Is the Earth flat? Not flat. I can confirm it's round.
Well, round, you know, a round ball, or you could have a round tire, a round plate. So that's not saying much as far as being
really
round. But again, he can obviously say spherical, but he doesn't. To keep that gray
You fucking idiot.
area there, of course.
Sure, he said it's round, but he didn't say a sphere, so clearly he didn't really mean it's round.
They're nothing more than actors. And that gets into this clip, which has flown under the radar when it comes to Blue Origin. And as you see, Jeff Bezos and Michael Strahan of the New York Giants, the football team. Now he works for ABC News. And take a look here.
Oh, this is RV Truth's new channel, by the way. His old one got deleted, so he has a new channel now.
Take a listen. Basically the same thing. Supposed to go to outer space, and the topic of flat Earth is mentioned once again. Take a listen.
I mean, he might mention it because, unfortunately, there's been a weird uptick in members of, like, the sports community who are flat earthers. It's weird. Honest Noir says they're grasping at straws and then they're desperately clinging to the one toothpick.
Here we go. It was dark. Could you see the... Okay, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, see, he mentioned Kyrie Irving or whatever, who I think is one of the people who believes in flat Earth. Honest Noir says they're Oh, I read that one.
Flat Earther! When you're going up and you...
So again, you just heard someone yell out flat Earther, the whole topic of flat Earth. So obviously this is scripted to play out this way. They're not really...
Are you okay, Enzo? Genuinely, you seem like you're for no reason in doomer mode. Things went well for the left this election, considering the, like, offices that were up for election. It's okay. Take a deep breath.
Going to outer space, obviously. And these two individuals here, again, pushing the propaganda. And of course, they are mocking the flat Earth truth. That's what it's all about. And keeping society dumbed down. And this is the method of control by the so-called ruling elite. The basis of human control, knowledge, is at the apex of the pyramid. Everybody else is kept dumbed down, ignorant, obviously for the sake of control. And these individuals that seek fame and fortune, such as you see here, with Cody Cotton, Michael Strahan, just sellouts pushing the bald Earth propaganda.
Space may be...
Party. What's this Q thing? Endless lies, endless wars, etc. You can look it up.
Welcome to this Christian Patriot News Update. What's this Q thing? Endless lies, endless wars, etc.
For those who don't know, Jim Watkins is pretending to be Q again, and he's been posting. It's funny, though, because even the Q people aren't necessarily buying it. It's pretty funny.
You can look it up. Let's do just that. Q's latest drop, 4961, posted last night, 11/8/22 at 11:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as you heard, this drop was shared on a national news network. Boom. Endless lies.
Wait,
endless...
what network was this?
Etc. You can look...
RSBN. What's RSBN? Right Side Broadcasting Network. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call that mainstream, sir.
Look it up.
Welcome to this Christian Patriot News Update. An N to the endless question mark. Folks, the military is the only way. Taking control. Think panic in DC. It's an acronym for Patriots are now in control. Signed Q. That was one of 3 brand new Q drops. Let's also look at some upcoming deltas for November 11th. That's Veterans Day.
Oh my god, deltas. The deltas are the stupidest fucking thing. When QAnon people talk about deltas, what they're talking about is, hey, this week or this day, a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, Q said this thing, so clearly he was meaning about today, because it's been a year since then. It's basically anniversaries of posts. Q is a source on the bingo card.
2477 was originally posted November 11th of 2018. A week to remember, and that will definitely be the case, as you'll find out. Q drop 2478, also posted November 11th, 2018.
Oh my God, look at the Right Side Broadcasting Network like rating in terms of bias. They're almost to the entire right.
Coming.
Factual reporting is low.
4 and a 5 year delta coming up for Saturday. On the left-hand side of your screen, Q drop 2491, originally posted November 12th of 2018. Something big is about to drop. And Q drop 142, posted November 12th, 2017. Pay attention. The truth would put 99% of people in the hospital. Wall Street's warning stocks could fall off a cliff. The Fed's fight against inflation is
shilling for gold on the bingo card.
Crashing the stock market and real estate. Forecasts for a recession are at 100%. After millions of Americans have lost trillions from their retirement accounts, most investors are more concerned with the return of their money than the return on their money. And that's why, if you want to protect yourself, billionaire economists recommend you buy gold. Call the Patriot Gold Group today before it's too late. Patriot Gold Group has the No Fee for Life IRA, or use the
Constitution stronger across America.
Ominous Biden.
Cesspool of corruption. It's a slush fund for the satanic.
Billionaire economists suggest you buy their gold. True. Oh, Eric Dubé did a video about the Dude Perfect thing too.
Week, Dude Perfect, a YouTube channel famous for making sports trick shot compilations, has made their ultimate trick shot, turning our flat Earth into a globe. So as they go up in the rocket, the first thing to notice is that the horizon is flat and rises with the camera all the way up. If the horizon was actually the physical curvature of a globular Earth, as claimed by NASA, then the horizon would stay fixed where it was as the craft climbed, and you would have to tilt your head down further and further the higher you climbed.
Holy
to be
fuck.
able to even see.
The Earth is so big, these people are delusional. They have no idea how fucking big the planet is. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs to the community. I appreciate it.
The Earth out the window. But that is never the case. They go all the way up, supposedly to 200,000 feet, and the horizon is right outside the window, climbing with them the whole way up.
It's not climbing with them. The Earth is just fucking big. The higher you go, the further you can see until you get a long enough distance away from the Earth, because there is a limit on that, because the Earth is a sphere, but you have to get very high above it, because the Earth is fucking huge compared to human beings.
You'll notice the horizon remains flat for most of the video as well.
Surprised that didn't kick off another boost train.
Brings the camera close to the window, and it becomes obvious that this is, as usual, a fisheye lens camera, and not a normal lens. Fisheye lens cameras warp everything, convex, so as to...
Yeah, it also lets you have a wider field of view, which is advantageous if you're doing something physical or sports, or trying to film you riding a motorcycle or a bike, or if you want to get a really wide view of the Earth.
To appear globular. It's able to fit more into the image. But it produces an incorrect image, and it curves the horizon, and if you film the Earth, it makes the Earth look like a globe. So this is the main method used by NASA and other space organizations to trick people into thinking our flat Earth is a globe. The other method is straight up CGI. They just use cartoons. If you investigate any globe image or video with a critical eye, you'll notice that every single one either uses a fisheye camera or is completely a CGI creation.
That's pretty convenient that you get to just decide arbitrarily that the ones that aren't fisheye are CGI. Because I could show you, like, moonrise or earthrise on the moon as a photograph, and you would just say, well, that's Photoshop. Every photo I could show you of the Earth being round that isn't a fisheye lens, you've already categorized a CGI in your head, and you've disallowed yourself from even the possibility of it potentially being evidence against the thing you believe.
So he brings the fisheye camera to the window, and you can see clearly that the curvature of the Earth changes drastically as he tilts the camera. That is, of course, because you are not looking at the curvature of the Earth, but rather the curvature of the lens, which, just like this, will always change drastically depending on how you tilt it. The same thing happened with the Red Bull dive. That one tilted so much that it went inverted at points, and the convex Earth became concave. And so that's just how fisheye lens cameras work.
I don't understand why he is implying that anyone is saying that those are showing an accurate depiction of the curvature angle of the Earth. No one is claiming that. Fisheye lenses were not invented to trick you. They were invented to get a very wide view. Like, that's it. No one in those videos said that that's what it actually looked like.
Then the next part of the trick shot is the zero-G effect, in which they unstrap their seatbelts, and for a short period of time, they are free-floating within the aircraft. And to the average globe zombie, they think this is because they have reached a high enough altitude that they are beyond the reach of gravity, and gravity can't grab them anymore.
I know he's being facetious, but some part in my brain is making me go, does he think that it's gravity? Not gravity.
And so they're in the floaty vacuum space.
Yeah, that's not really how that works. Like, if you're free-falling in space, it's because you're either far enough away from any object that you're in microgravity, or you're orbiting the Earth, which is basically just constant free fall.
Where they can just float.
He does not believe in gravity. No, a lot of flat earthers don't believe in gravity.
Infinitely. And again, that's what your average globe defender believes. They think these people here floating around for 1 or 2 minutes. Remember, this whole flight from takeoff to landing is only 12 minutes.
Okay. And if they're up and in free fall for like 2 minutes, that's longer than vomit comets can. Again, there are airplanes that you can use in Earth's atmosphere that let you simulate microgravity by having these parabolic flights that sort of match the natural drop speed that you hit. So it feels like you're floating. And relativistically, you are. It's the same thing. But this doesn't go 30 seconds. They're floating for like 2 minutes. That's longer than it's physically possible to drop an airplane in free fall on Earth without hitting the ground. Tea with Goblin says, gravity them by the space pussy, the spussy. Oh, God.
So this little part here where they're floating around, people actually think that's because they're at the edge of space, and there's not enough gravity to hold them to their seats right now. But meanwhile, people do understand there's such a thing as zero-G planes, right?
Yes, and they only go for like 20 or 30 seconds. Steve with Goblin says...
Zero-G flights?
Why am I doing that?
What those are is planes that do parabolic maneuvers so that you are free-falling within the plane at the same speed that the plane is falling. In other words, they're just skydiving within a plane. This Blue Origin capsule does the same thing.
No, it doesn't.
So zero-G planes doing so-called zero-G maneuvers produce this weightless effect at any altitude by doing aerobatic maneuvers called parabolas.
I mean, in the sense that it is going up and going down, yes, it is free fall, but the two are not different. How do I explain what I'm trying to explain? I'm sure they are in microgravity because they're going up and then dropping back down at a specific rate. But that's also how, like, microgravity works in orbit. You're just free falling perpetually. It's the same thing. Chromatic Cuttlefish says there's a flat earth debunker called Mr. Sensible who built a homemade high-altitude balloon package to test all this, including with reference lines in the field of view to test for lens distortions. It's quite compelling, and idiots like Dubé have to hand-wave it hard. I've heard about him, I think.
What they usually do is climb with a pitch angle of 45 degrees using engine thrust and elevator controls, then at a maximum height they point downward at high speed. The period of weightlessness begins while ascending and lasts all the way up and over the parabola until reaching a downward pitch angle of 30 degrees, at which point the maneuver is repeated. So that's how they do it with zero-G planes. And that's how the people in this footage are achieving weightlessness. And it's no different with this Blue Origin craft. From a period before they reach their peak, through the peak, and onto the downturn, the period during that parabola is the zero-G period, where weightlessness is achieved. So that's what these Blue Origin fake space flights are doing. When they get to the desired altitude, they release their seatbelt, experience weightlessness for a couple minutes, take some video of the Earth with a fisheye lens camera, then strap back in and parachute back down to our level plane.
I mean, that's basically how it works with astronauts too, in the sense that you go up and you free fall as long as you can. It's just that sometimes as long as you can is in orbit for months while you're doing work on the International Space Station. Space exists. The Earth is round.
Earth. And because of the popularity of the flat Earth subject, when he lands down, of course, someone has to ask him.
He's not wrong, it's just a much bigger parabola which crosses the Kármán line, thus putting them in space. It feels like he thinks there's a fundamental difference between the microgravity of orbiting the Earth and the microgravity of going up and then falling directly back down to Earth. When they're effectively the same thing, just at different scales and for different periods of time.
So is the Earth flat?
No.
And he says, no, it's round.
Is the Earth flat? Not flat, I can confirm it's round.
Round like a coin or round like a ball? Both are round.
What do you think he means? What do you think he meant when he said that, genuinely?
For those of you not so gullible to fall for fisheye lens trickery and zero-G antics, there is abundant actual proof of the shape of the Earth beyond these fake trick shots. My book, 200 Proofs Earth is Not a Spinning Ball, has been translated into over 30 languages, has been made into a documentary, has been read and viewed by tens of millions of people, and is available for free. I invite you to watch this documentary, or my recently updated Top 20 Proofs Earth is Not a Spinning Globe.
Jesus Christ. Okay. That's over 3 hours. That's the conspiracy shit I can deal with today. Alright, have a good night, everyone. Let's do the raid. I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe we'll do some manga cope stuff from the failed Red Wave, etc. Alright, see you guys later.